world has changed. Gone to hell, more like. It started when magic came back. The awakening, some called it. You're rubbing elbows with orcs, elves, even trolls these days. Meanwhile, Megacorps bleed the world dry one board meeting at a time. They own just about everything. But not us. We're Shadowrunners. Mercenaries, operating in the margins, working dangerous jobs for the desperate and the powerful. Being a runner takes more than skill and street smarts. You want to live long enough to get paid, you'll need a team, the right talent for the job. Maybe that's a mage, someone who can fry your enemies with deadly spells. A good decker can jack into the Matrix and bypass the toughest security without leaving a trace. Adepts, riggers, shaman, and don't forget your street samurai. Packing enough firepower and cyberware to take on a small army. Man, magic, and machine. Takes it all to survive in the shadows. Welcome to the sprawl.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Shadowrun Corporate Sins! We have nothing at all to talk about or deal with from the previous session. We're just gonna, ignore everything that happened and go straight into something new. Ha 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 ha. It's good to see you here. Welcome to Hyper RPG, a hyperactive, interactive, community-driven Twitch channel. I've got lots of exciting announcements for you today because there's really cool things for me to tell you about. The first one is that there is a kick-ass, that is the definition, that is the adjective applied to this show, VR-ER show. It's called ER-VR. There's a lot of R's in this. It's premiering this Friday using VReal technology. So we're inviting a Twitch streamer to come do the ER-VR challenge. And each week a streamer will play the Surgeon Simulator, which both sounds appealing and disgusting, in the new studio, while hosts Pamela Horton and Ifi Nwade, she already told me how to pronounce it and I got it wrong, so we're gonna keep moving, commentate on their performance, technique, and score. And we'll keep track of the scores week to week to find out who is the top ER-VR surgeon. I'd like to point out that a lot of surgery doesn't happen in an ER. Like, they go to an OR, so why is an OR VR?
What's an OR? Operating room.
Cancel the show.
OR VR.
The surgery that does happen in an ER is probably awesome and exciting.
If it was OR VR, they'd be like, or VR what?
Is the OR in the ER though?
No, there's only a separate OR. You go into the ER just to get triaged.
Yeah, but isn't...
And then you get taken into the OR.
But sometimes the R
Sometimes
isn't a
you don't-
literal R, and it's like more of a figurative like R for the...
So it's like
That's
an
something
E hallway?
stupid I
Like it's
E area.
A triage sounds like a French tree.
And then there's UR, the first city.
You're welcome. All right. Also,
Triage! We must triage to save the mountain. Is there
being told them.
Triage.
I've been away from school for 3 days. This is what happened.
There is no death from above this Friday, but Strix, Connor, Viking Lass, and Steph and Liz will be playing a Harry Potter-themed fiasco. Ooh. So be prepared with wands and...
It's called Avocadra from above. Is that the right one?
Avocadra.
Avocadra.
It sounded like you were saying
avocado.
That's expensive.
It is. And up next is Honesty Hour after our show with Zach and Hector, so you can head over to the Discord and ask questions in the Honesty Hour questions room. It's a very self-explanatory room name. Also, we have 2 panels for Emerald City Comic Con. Those panels. One of them is called Shadowrunning Secrets, role-playing for live broadcast, and it's with all of us!
Ah.
I lost my ticket.
It's like we're doing this.
I think I lost my ticket.
You couldn't have. It was on.
I know,
right here.
You had it for like 5 minutes.
I found it.
It's on Sunday, March 5th, 1 p.m., 1:15 to 2:15 in the Washington State Convention Center.
With all of us and maybe Claudia.
Yeah.
And all of us and hopefully Claudia.
We have a week to not lose this.
And then you can screen tap that and print it out. You can get them for free.
That's really not how that's going to work. But we'll be exploring the questions and comments and thoughts and feelings about role-playing on and improvising on a live broadcast. It's going to be exciting. And then also, they're on the Twitch main stage with Zach, Ivy, Amy, Josh, and Dinesh from the Valiant Comics are going to be talking about Season 2 of Vanquished, which will be starting, and so that one is on Friday. That panel is on Friday, not Vanquished.
Wait, they're on the main stage?
The Twitch main stage.
Twitch has a main stage.
And you can watch it on Twitch because it's the Twitch main stage.
I have a
See
story
how those things make sense
about
together?
a Twitch main stage.
I'm going to not let you tell the story right now because I'm going to continue to explain what people are here for, and it's not story time with Claudia.
Tweet at me if you want that story. I almost got kicked out of PAX.
You are here watching Shadowrun Corporate Sins, a Shadowrun role-playing game with our beloved characters, and we're going to resolve a few things from last time. First of all, I am Lauren. I am your GM for this shenanigan show. And let's go ahead and introduce our players, starting with Cromwell.
Hi, I'm Tony Beeman. I am at LBeefus. That's LBEEFUS. Ding! Ding, ding, ding! I play Cromwell. What is a troll who's British and is an adept. That means he fights using the power of the bear god. In his case, he's an unarmed adept, which means he mostly uses his bare fists and the martial art Bartitsu, the British martial art. He is blind thanks to the red god Lauren, who blinded him with the help of Aztec technology and a man named Vomit. His eyes were sliced out. However, he has learned to see with the aid of the bear god and ultrasonic sort of vision things. Totally not Daredevil. That's copyright Marvel. Beyond that, he has been beset by that same red god of death all through his life. He finally fought back by destroying her drug facility, but she punished him by almost killing him and burning some of his very valuable edge up.
Hey Thumpers, I'm Janine. I play Elsie Blackwood, the teenage. She's nearly 16. Face of the group.
Teen in it. She's still a teenage.
Nearly 16. Oh, it's gonna
Going
happen.
on, sad.
Yeah, right. Spy negotiator and occasional sniper rifle and rocket launcher enthusiast who has a problem with stealing and also her mafia family in Boston.
That's never gonna come up though. No. Yeah. You've run away from that. It's fine.
Yeah, everything's fine. It's fine.
Hi, I'm Claudia, but on the internet, on Twitch and Twitter, I'm known as Jackie Dash. JAKIDASH. Yeah, you can't pick it up. I've learned. And I play Fang, who was once named Shell Glasgow, who was just a poor orc who joined the police force and then was betrayed and blown up by grenades and set up for a crime she didn't commit. And she just recently got revenge? ? And yeah, it was pretty great. Was allowed to be a cop again for 1 hour.
It was less than that.
It was definitely
like 2 minutes.
But she caught the bad guy with a car.
That's close enough.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cheryl, aka a Muppet Aphrodite on Twitter and Twitch, and I play Mainframe, the elven Decker. Deckers are like hackers. They manipulate the internet. Essentially, there's a wide web of wireless devices in 5th edition. Mainframe looks human because her evil Ares parents surgically modified her as a child because they were embarrassed to have an elven child. We also found out recently that they're experimenting on tons of metahuman children and are
Like a dozen.
And Mainframe recently returned from 3 weeks on the run after her mother tried to wipe her mind and bring her back into the Ares fold. So she's a little unstable right now. And no one's really asked what she was doing.
There wasn't too many opportunities for that in the midst of the explosion.
And the concussion.
But Fang did make the effort to hand Mainframe back the note she had left explaining the situation, which she refused to read.
Oh yeah, no, we have nothing to resolve. I assume we're all good, right?
Yeah. You don't need to read goodbye notes, then they don't become real.
Who were you, gentleman on the far right?
Good question. My name is Dan Poslins. That's at DANPOSLUNS. You may want to cover your ears for this. I play Mordechai, the dwarven mage, who supports the team through his spells and his spirits that he summons. And he's the oldest member of Mfek, and he lives alone in a secret magical lodge out near Snoqualmie Falls.
How old is Mordecai?
He's in his 50s.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm Lauren, at Random
Checks out.
Tuesday on the internet, your GM for this evening. Our final remind announcement is that if you tip during the course of the show, you can influence what happens in our game by providing our players dice from the bucket of dice to as bonuses to add to their rolls. So $10 with the hashtag of the name of one of the characters, their names are below them, or my name, and that person will be awarded an extra die to utilize throughout the course of our adventures this evening. Also, luckily they can get edge that way too. If we reach $500, they get a point of edge.
And we have one left over from the end of last.
Yes. Allow them to burn it, but they can spend it. They're all feeling a little lower on their edge. Which brings us to previously on Shadowrun Corporate Sins. You brought a trumpet, but you're not willing to do that.
It's a bugle. Thank you.
It's really cool. I can't get over that. That was so cool.
Last time on Shadowrun, our players, or our characters, were working alongside Lance Pendleton, a retiring officer at Knight Errant. It was his eve of his retirement. He had like 4 hours left and a case that he had never cracked. This was the case that related to Shell Glasgow, aka Fang's, arrest and detention in prison for an extended period of time for a crime she did not commit. She had been accused of being a corrupt cop passing on information to the Cutters to allow them to continue selling and bringing tempo into the city of Seattle, a pretty voracious, nasty drug that earns them a lot of Nuyen. Pendleton enlisted the help of Mfek to track down Akshara Nundri, who was the actual cop responsible for the passing on of information to the Cutters, and to catch her in the act of doing said passing on of information. So Mfek was tasked with both acquiring the data to implicate her, as well as preventing her from leaving, ideally allowing Knight Errant to come and arrest her so that she would be unable to go on the run and or deal with the information that Mfek had acquired and passed on, and somehow get herself acquitted or not accused, or whatever word you wanted. Anyway, so Mfek did a lot of sneaking. Mainframe thankfully showed up just as they were getting ready to try and sneak into the building, and managed to deal with the obnoxious jammer and acquire the information implicating Akshara. Mfek, no, this was not Team Tango, or it was or Team Whammy Slammy, I don't even remember.
Wheelie Steely.
Wheelie Steely. I like Whammy Slammy.
That could
to the building, except they never actually got into the building. They did have to deal with some guards around the outside of the building and some spirits. And then Cromwell had a brilliant idea, and his brilliant idea was a distraction. Ideally, a large explosion, it may cause the Cutters to be distracted enough that they could hold on to Akshara, who they knew was getting edgy and probably going to be leaving pretty soon. So he planted 5 high explosive grenades outside of the back door to the factory, or to the warehouse. So when a vehicle attempted to exit this, while Fang, Mordecai, Mainframe, and Cromwell were around the front of the vehicle trying to prevent Akshara from leaving in the car, Elsie detonated the explosives. This building was rigged, however, to explode, because that is what the Cutters do. They They rig a building to explode, get out quick, and then detonate it, destroying any evidence and preventing anything from being left behind. So the building blew up, and that's a lot of damage.
Would you say they were distracted by that?
Would you call a painful, excruciating, being crushed by concrete a distraction?
Only if it deviated their attention.
Probably, yeah. Good work. Good work.
Success.
So,
Adequate. Is that-
while the cutters were attempting to escape, the building blew up around them. However, so many of them died tragically in the explosion. A few of them had made it out, but most of them did not. While Akshara's car, which was being levitated in a miraculous attempt to save Mfek, I required them to burn all of their edge or resist just a metric fuck ton of physical damage. Because that is about how many explosives were used from the building.
Not all, just one each.
One each. One
Yeah.
each.
And
For
just so
those-
you know, Edge is sort of like, think of Hearts and Zelda. It's your like how much you can hold. When you burn it, you lose your container, not
Yeah.
just the point. So it is not.
It doesn't come back.
Good. It is
You have
expensive.
to buy it back.
You have to pay for it. So, Mordecai flipped over using his almighty friendship powers that were imbued to him through this burning of edge, flipped the vehicle over, which had the side effect of crushing Akshara under it, but it served as a shield that Fang and Mainframe attached to Cromwell were able to get behind and prevent most of the brunt of the explosion from hitting them. Pendleton stayed behind to ensure he was far away from the explosion. He then stayed behind to ensure that Knight Errant came and dealt with the explosion and the mess and Akshara. Well, Elsie, the only one who was far enough away from the building during the explosion, drove them away.
Wow.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Oh, I just saw the number.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh.
Well, looks like we
gonna
get
be that
a point
kinda
of
night.
edge.
And so
All who
Lauren,
worship the red god.
so
will
Lauren
suffer.
can, Lauren can burn what edge we have left now.
Right. I would like to point out, I think it's ironic. So Elsie was on the building across the street.
Yeah.
She did not have to burn edge, but as a
She was
human in
able
Shadowrun,
to
she
run
actually-
away and get
right.
down.
But as a human character, I probably had the most
You
edge to
definitely
actually
had the
burn.
most.
So it's
Yeah.
ironic.
Yeah, I toyed with that a while after I was like, maybe I should have made you burn it. Oh well.
Yeah.
What's done is done. The red god knows all.
What's said is
Yeah, so I like Elsie has 5 boxes of edge.
Yeah. So, Mfek gets in the van, and in their delirium, there's a confession, a physical confession of passion between.
Is that?
They kiss.
Is that what?
Is that
that
what
what
it's called?
Kiss.
Is that what the youngins are calling it this day?
Mainframe and Mordecai kissed.
It was a thing that happened. There was a lot of yelling.
It can't
And so
unhappen.
now we're going to flash forward a little bit. Elsie likely drove, and by likely I mean Elsie, drove a few individuals who may or may not needed to seek some medical attention, just in case, the massive explosion, the potential concussion, and those sorts of things to a nearby hospital probably. And you guys are down in Kent, so somewhere in the downtown Kent area.
Overlake.
And then Mfek more or less dispersed at this point, each of them choosing to head their own way in order to best deal with their feelings in that moment in time, whatever those feelings would happen to be. So I'm kind of assuming if Cromwell, you probably had, and Elsie, you probably head back to your place. Fang goes back to her apartment.
I hung out with Pendleton because we had a lot of paperwork to do.
Okay, so Fang, who was recently deputized,
For 2 minutes.
for 2
And then a
minutes.
building exploded.
You realize Pendleton didn't stay behind, right? Stayed behind, right?
yeah. Fang would stay with Pendleton.
Pendleton retires at midnight, leaving you with all the paperwork.
Yeah.
The best cop trick in the book.
Oh.
I mean, Fang's not good at it.
No.
Fang's
But he doesn't care anymore.
no.
He's retired. He's
So
gone into the great
Fang stayed
God.
behind then. She didn't get in the van
No.
as they drove
No,
away.
she's there's
You didn't see that.
there's nothing
Yeah,
wrong.
so Fang has
happening.
no idea
Fang
about what
has
happened.
no idea.
in that van. So Fang stays behind at the scene of the crime. Which
did
no
not
way
come
that
in.
could go horribly wrong for her. Okay, guys, you get edge.
I really like
We
seeing
somehow-
tips.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
So there's no way her remaining at the scene of the crime could go horribly wrong for her.
No.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. Pendleton talks them out of arresting her.
Even though I'm wearing yellow and black?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely because you're wearing yellow and black. You know, the colors of the gang.
It's fine. I'm a deputy.
And we can go. Akshara is still alive, just figured and pinned under a car.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not a super villain in the making.
No,
at all.
no. Fang put on a trauma patch to make sure she lived.
Yep.
Great.
Well, whispering
Man, that's,
aggressively
I
in
think
her
that's
ear.
gonna bite us in the ass in about
No,
6 months.
We've left a trail of
there's-
not closed threads in our wake.
Oh, I know.
There's probably like a super villain layer somewhere.
It's
Deep
a super villain,
underneath
like,
the swamp.
like an AA group, not an AA group, but like a counseling group.
Yeah.
You know, where they go and they discuss their feelings about infect.
So at
They're
the
cross-eyed.
hospital, you guys probably see when Mainframe comes back out of the ER. She's carrying her helmet, and she's got bandages around the base of her head, but they're not. Don't look like they're from that night. They look older, and her hair is shaved up in the back, like a strip around the back has been shaved as if something's happened recently.
Did you get a tattoo?
No, I got rid of something.
Oh yeah.
I didn't want that thing in my head anymore.
Oh yeah. That's like the really old hardware, huh?
It's a lot of migraines.
Was it attached to your comm?
Not physically, no. The chip was very capable of communicating with my comm, but it
Oh.
did not have actual tentacles or anything like that. I was pretty out of it for a little while. That thing was deep.
Yikes. It's kind
But
of.
Ares can't control me anymore.
That's good.
And so, did you know it was in your head?
No, of course not.
So, do you wish, like, if someone knew something was in your head, would you want them to tell you, or would it be like your business and they shouldn't look inside of your head?
This is starting to seem not hypothetical.
It's definitely a hypothesis.
Are you asking about Fang? Does she have something in her head?
Yes, but I think she knows about it.
I think if there's any evidence, if any reason to believe somebody had hardware where they didn't know about, yeah, it would be good to tell them. I don't expect you not to look at things, Cromwell. I know
All right.
better.
Well, I'll think about it, just in case anyone around here has something in their head they don't know about.
All right then.
We pretty much like all know about what's in our head.
Well, I didn't until a couple weeks ago. How can any of us actually know what's in our head?
I can
How
actually
many
look
times have any of
inside
us been
my own head.
unconscious?
Well, I mean,
weird.
you can read a person's aura. It will tell you a lot.
Oh my god, are you talking about the dog?
Right.
Is there something wrong with Captain Pickles?
No, he just has a cybernetic eye implant.
Well,
but
yeah,
does
but
he
we
know
put that
about
in
it?
him.
I mean, does he really know about it? Does he have consciousness and the ability to decide for himself? I don't know.
Mordecai, I don't have any place to stay tonight, and maybe it's not a good time to.
Oh, Yeah, no, I mean,
probably
you
need to
can
go get
absolutely-
Scooby anywhere. Anyway.
yeah. You can stay at my place. I mean, it's not
if it's
nice.
inconvenience,
is
I
the
could
only
probably
thing.
stay at
It's not.
Frank's and
It's not. No, it's not inconvenient. You should know, like, it's really out of the way. There's no matrix.
I was there
No.
once. It's fine. Like,
Yeah, but you didn't stay. Like, there's no running water. There's, no electricity.
you don't know where I've been the last few weeks.
I guess that's true. I just
It's probably
chips on the table is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you're welcome to.
And yeah, Cromwell and I are probably gonna head back to our house with a couple rooms soon. So, yeah, houses are different sizes and things.
It's true. I don't spend much time in houses. I've only recently gotten my lodge. Before that it was mostly alleys and the woods for me.
Oh, Yeah.
I like the woods. Sleeping outside is nice, although it can be rough when it rains. I like to see the stars, though. I'm gonna go back to the van. Anyone who wants to join me is welcome to.
My dog is there. The
Okay,
robot dog
okay.
is there.
No, you should go get the dog, definitely.
Yeah, get that dog.
I mean, Scooby. Okay.
All right.
Right.
So at this point, do you guys have a way to get back? You have the bike.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have the bike. We can both ride on it. It just goes. It just rides a little lower with a troll on it. So.
So Cromwell and Elsie will head away from the hospital together on the bike. Mainframe and Mordecai take Van Helshark to Snoqualmie Valley area, and Fang is eventually released from custody. She exists in this awkward state of a lot of people being like, wait, are you sure we shouldn't arrest her? And Pendleton constantly being like, no, don't arrest her.
Didn't we arrest her once? No. That's been.
It's fine. She was deputized briefly. Yep.
Is there a sword covered in blood? No, it's cool.
Wow.
Pendleton
Akshara
knows
is the vehicle has fallen off of her, and her crushed form is taken away in an ambulance. That will never come back to haunt you.
No. Can I use like judge intentions
On me?
on? Nope.
If you say yes, I'm doing this before every show.
On Akshar to see if like is she going to make it? Is
Your
that
answer will be
medical?
the same before every show.
Oh, first aid. Can I use first aid to be like, is she going to live?
Sure.
2 hits.
Probably. I don't know.
Awesome.
Fang's not a medical professional. She put a trauma patch on her
Yeah, I saved her life.
after possibly destroying it.
I didn't drop. I mean, okay. She just whatever. It's fair.
Yeah, no. Yeah. As long as Fang is comfortable with revenge.
It wasn't revenge.
Did you put the trauma
justice.
patch over her now burned out eye and scar where she will wear it from this day
No.
forward as a reminder?
That would be
Did
too
this do
cool.
her?
No, she had both of her eyes exploded out of her brain.
Sounds like something the Red God would do.
Explosions don't do that.
It was shrapnel
That
to
makes
the
more
meaty
sense.
parts of her eyeballs. Shredded
It
them.
was
Yeah.
two tempo needles.
Oh God, no.
This is too Final Destination.
Elsie says to Cromwell as they're like riding the bike, as she's like,
I didn't know if I was supposed to offer like a place to stay. Like I didn't want to like mess up any plan, but I didn't know what the plan was. So I was like casual, right?
Wait, you don't know what the plan is? I mean, didn't your parents talk to you about what happens when, like, an elf and a dwarf like each other very much and there's a lot of tension and then it finally breaks?
well, specifically, they were like, elves and dwarves shouldn't be able to like procreate and have children because they're a scourge of the earth.
Oh, right, I
But,
forgot
yeah.
this is the white trees we were talking about.
So,
Well, sometimes a bird and a bee like each other very much.
No, I mean like, you know. Never mind. Adults are.
Right. Well, there's a lot less adults in the world tonight. I mean, on account of all the ones we just swiped off the map, the cutters.
The
And there
EMT
could've
teams
been
are slowly
kids in
digging
there.
through the rubble, attempting to see if anyone is still alive.
Do I get a final record of like how many approximate people? Like
How many casualties?
yeah.
They count probably by the time you leave. There was at least a dozen casualties.
Oh, that's not as bad as I thought. Did they look through the tunnels yet?
They have not finished looking for casualties by the time you're leaving.
I'd rather have to go in for like court.
Oh, you definitely go
Yeah.
in for questioning.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't think our friends would necessarily approve of what just happened and our role in it.
it was a lot of explosions.
Right, I don't know. I mean, the guy I bought those grenades from said they were good, but I had no idea.
Oh my, yeah. Maybe like next time, just like one.
Right, I mean, if
Yeah.
they're gonna be
do
that
you
big,
have a building security knowledge?
I do.
Okay, go ahead and roll that. I just need Cromwell to...
2.
It probably wasn't the grenades that would have taken... Like, a building could not be taken down by 5 of those grenades.
I think someone tried to outdo me, though, because that was more than just 5 grenades for sure.
Yeah.
Probably some kind of rigging.
But most like storehouses are rigged in some way, right? It's
Well, that's how Fang's friend was killed, right?
yeah.
So really, it's kind of a poetic justice that this warehouse blew up, and right. So really, it could be blamed.
Well, and we took a lot of tempo off the market, which is a good thing because that stuff's nasty.
Right. So in the end, I think we did what was right, but all the same, I'm just saying maybe we keep this between the 2 of us.
Oh yeah. You wait. You're not gonna tell Fang?
Well, I mean, if she really asks, I might, but I think she's got a lot going on with Lieutenant Ekshara, and I don't know, maybe she doesn't want to be completely responsible for it.
You like Fang, right?
Of course I like Fang. She's great. She's not subtle. She doesn't get upset about complicated rules. She doesn't get too upset about explosions. She doesn't get mad if, like, we go on a date and get in a fight and end up fist fighting a bunch of troll killers rather than getting ice cream, as long as we get the ice cream at the end. So, yeah, it's actually pretty nice and not very complicated.
This image of a date, and it's like the yakety sax music playing while you're punching people, and it's like a montage, and then eventually it just turns into you covered in blood eating ice cream. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful montage in my head.
The problem is, I have some couple of things in my past that I don't know what to do about, and I feel like I can't go any further until I deal with them. Sometimes a bird and a bee, they get involved in legal matters that they're not completely in control of. And the bee tries to fly away from the bird, but it turns out in certain legal circles, the bird and the bee are bound together, even though the bee didn't intend to stay on account of the bird turning out to be in a very complicated situation.
I'm following this completely, so.
Right, so the bee can't go with another, like a cool frog, because the bird is still maybe out there. He doesn't really know. And birds eat bees, so if the bee tries to get close and check it out, it'll probably get eaten.
Yeah.
This is what being an adult is like.
That's Fang and Frog are pretty close.
That makes sense.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I just, I guess it's just me and the dog now.
Well, I'm not going anywhere.
I know, but it's just like everybody's getting together, and I don't want to get together with anybody, so I'm just gonna hang out with the dog, I think. And I guess that's why people have pets, so like
What?
when their friends like start like having like life stuff, but you're at least your dog's still there.
What about, there's boys who like what about that cowboy or that elf down in Sheer Tangier? Or only it doesn't have to be a guy.
Cromwell, you're old enough to know that the trick isn't them liking me, the trick is me liking them.
Right. I just think that's up to you.
We're almost to the lodge. Look, I feel really bad. I didn't ask for consent, and it's really important. I should have done that. It's just things were just so crazy, and I was in the moment. Anyway, so I apologize.
It means a lot to me. I will admit I was very confused in the hospital. I wasn't entirely sure I hadn't made the whole thing up. I'm pretty sure I have a concussion. They said I had a concussion, so I should be pretty sure.
Yeah. Everything's kind of sloshed around up here too.
Did Mordecai refuse medical treatment?
No, he didn't refuse medical treatment. He was still kind of shell-shocked, so.
Seems like a thing Mordecai might do, so I wanted to check.
Yeah, under normal circumstances, he might have, yeah. But
I just... God damn it. Ugh. I grew up in a corp environment, right? And they always said, don't dip the pen in the company well, which is weird because we certainly weren't using pens with wells. But it was supposed to mean that you should be careful about dating coworkers because it always ends badly. Everybody, I mean, obviously, as far as I'm concerned, it either ends badly or turns you evil. I mean, look at my parents. But are we ready to... Nope.
I don't...
The problem is, I liked it.
Well, I don't have any answers. I just know when you were gone and I didn't know if I was going to see you again, that was really hard for me because I feel like I've been changing a lot and growing a lot over the past year or so that I've been working with all of you. And the thing that scares me more than anything now is just going back to what I was and closing myself off and being alone forever. So I'm just glad that you're back.
I'm glad to be back, although I don't know if it was selfish to come back. I still don't know if anyone's after me, if Ares is going to try again.
Well, I don't think they'll find you out at my place, so you can stay as long as you need to. I don't know, I can maybe like try to conjure up a bed or something like that, although I'd probably have to do it with Nuyen instead of magic because I don't think I have a spell for that.
It's
Maybe
fine.
Sharky could steal a bed from somewhere.
No larceny is required. I can sleep pretty much anywhere after all of this. I
think Cornbread really likes Scooby. He keeps hissing affectionately at him.
Oh, that's a relief. I was not sure a robot and a cat with FIV could get along, but that's...
No, well,
It's delightful.
I think it's really good. You know, he's happy to have more people in his life. So, anyway, we're here. So,
okay, we'll go inside. Mm-hmm.
Cornbread is hissing profusely, and Scooby is just sitting there, tail wagging.
He backs up every once in a while and tries to go around Cornbread, but it doesn't work. His evasion techniques are...
All right, well, sometimes an ink pen falls in love with a ball of ink, and there's a robot dog and a cat there. Oh, I'm not explaining this right. Just use your imagination.
So back at the Knight Errant police station, Fang is eventually released from questioning. Pendleton will take her back to his office as he's cleaning up, putting his stuff, and he pulls up the box that had the word Fang evidence written on it and just starts putting things in it.
For me?
No. He actually needed to pack up his office.
But it has the word.
Yeah. I'm sure Fang, as he's like, no, there was a joke. The box was
But now there's evidence in it.
And this is a picture of me and my husband.
Evidence of a great relationship.
Shell, it has been a pleasure knowing you, and I'm sure it will continue to be a pleasure. I'm not dying.
Yeah, I was afraid for a moment.
It will continue to be a pleasure knowing you. An infuriating, difficult, complicated pleasure. But I wanted you to have this, and he'll pull out a picture from your first day on the job, and it's you and him, and it's like your entry recruit
It's
class.
the new squad.
And it has Louis Dangus in it as well.
Yeah.
He says,
I got one shoulder.
Yeah.
Big sunglasses.
I think you need this. And remember who you are. When you're confused or uncertain, you are Shell, you are Fang, you are a special person. And you can make the right choices. You'll do good.
Yeah.
Oh, you want a hug, don't you?
I'm going to cry, so yeah, I need that. No, big hug. Big, like there is, Fang will try to lift him up and then expect us to also be lifted, and if he does not lift her, she will do many jumps until he gets the message.
That happened several times.
Somewhere AJ feels hug.
Yeah, there is.
There's a very popular song on in this year called When Orcs Hug. About this very thing.
And he'll escort you out of the police station.
Yeah.
Some people will probably give you some funny looks.
I mean,
Midnight hits and he retires. And he's like, fuck it, lights up a cigar, and walks out of the building.
that sounds about right.
Yeah. Then he throws it behind him. Everything explodes. No. No,
That doesn't happen? What?
No. And news report flash. There'll be a little bit of time for Infect to finish their recoveries, do any things that they need to take care of. So we'll kind of have you guys fill in before you'll be contacted for another job. So you have probably a couple of weeks. This will take us towards the end of January. So does anyone want to kind of talk about what they get done during their downtime? Now I'll just start nominating people.
Can we
and we'll
roll
go
a
down
dice
the line.
to see who goes first?
You're going first.
Okay. So, I know that. Are you still working in the PED?
Yeah.
Still studying? Great.
Not going very well.
Elsie will receive a call. Early
Textbooks
in
just got below.
on a
and it
morning.
just starts using it for target practice. You just use your textbook for target practice.
Yeah.
You will get a call early, like at 8 a.m. I don't know what time you wake up.
She's probably up by then.
Being like, I need to get a gun. Would you like to go shopping with me to get a gun?
Yeah.
Great, I will be there in 30 seconds.
You're outside right now.
So Cromwell.
Wait a minute. Are you in the
You're
house?
in there. Go out the window.
You're in the house, aren't you?
No.
I'm here by myself.
There's this.
You try and sneak out, you just like crash.
You hear this on the roof, and then you hear a big thud on the ground.
I banged at the door.
Ding dong!
Hair's all messy.
He's just still wearing pajamas.
I mean, sure.
First we'll do your thing, then we'll do my thing, okay?
Sure, yeah.
All right. You need a gun.
I need a gun and I need a stick, because I had this really cool wolf blade that was not a wolf blade, and then it broke in half during the riots.
Oh.
Because I guess wooden baseball bats are not resistant to ground.
Oh.
When you're riding a motorcycle. Which was really cool that you let me ride your motorcycle.
Yeah. It's good. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like, you're trustworthy.
Yeah. I am.
All right.
Do you know, like, I have a person, but I assume you have a better person.
Depends on, like, what you consider better. Like, where we would go, you wouldn't be able to tell your cop buddies about.
Are there legal weapon stores?
Yeah.
Let's go to a legal weapon store.
Like a baseball bat, you could go to like
yeah,
a
but I'm also
sports
want to
store.
get a
REI.
handgun.
Yeah.
Because I lost.
You can
I
get-
lost my
you can
stun
get
gun at
non-restricted
brunch.
ones, as long as you get ones that are.
They're technically
forbidden.
legal.
You just need to get the licenses for it.
I have the license for it. I bought it legally.
You're fine.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to Walmart.
So you want to go? You want to go to a legal, like?
Yeah, let's go to a legal
Okay.
I
place.
believe it's Kong Mart. Kong
Yeah.
Walmart.
Walmart. Yeah.
Let's go there.
Yeah, we'll head down to place Elsie knows that's like on the up and up. Doesn't have as large of a selection as she likes. Fang's gonna
Probably
pay a
not
little
where
bit
she got her
more.
sniper rifle from.
No.
For basic handgun, Fang's fine.
That's. I mean, I'm getting a nice hand.
Shopping.
Yeah.
We're going shopping.
So, so yeah, they get there and like I imagine like a store associate tries to like come up and help us, and Elsie's like, no, go away.
This child knows more about guns than you will ever know about guns.
I just walk away slowly.
Thank you.
Really
Thank you
uncomfortable.
though. Yeah, and so she's like showing Fang. She's like, okay, so like
I want a Beretta.
Okay.
It's a gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We go get a Beretta.
Good. Fang has purchased a gun. I imagine that when Fang attempts to buy her baton or whatever baton it is she wants to get,
I mean,
there's going to be some choice paralysis.
Fang is bad at choices when it comes to weapons. And that's why Elsie is here. She's like,
That's why Fang's the street samurai.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the weapons.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to like, you want to swing it a lot? Like, what do you?
I want to be able to not cut someone's head off with it.
Okay, but you like, it's got to withhold, like, it's got to be able to hold up against like your massive orc arms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I need to be able to slam it against like the side of bulletproof windows.
I mean, you could go for a crowbar, and then if you lose it, it's not a big deal. Like if you need to like prop open a door or something.
Yeah, but that's just not cool enough. I need something.
Sledgehammer.
I need something really cool.
And like, can you handle a quarterstaff? That's a no. All right.
I was like, what is a quarter
stick?
I would need a half staff.
Quarterstaffs are cool.
You've seen Cromwell's like throwing axes?
Yeah,
Those are more for chopping people's heads off.
that's for chopping people's head off. So like, here's the question I have. I have this like really cool like fake wooden katana, which not wolfblade, or I can go back with the bat.
I think you need steel.
The bat then.
Yeah.
Great. Do you guys paint here as well?
No.
Okay.
I know a guy for that.
Okay. Do you have a yellow can of spray paint?
Yeah, it's over in the spray paint aisle.
Great.
Thought we were gonna go on another run to get.
Just
Thanks,
a quick roll on a social check and a knock down a door, knock down another door, bada bing, bada boom, copy paste.
Steely wheelie.
Yeah, we'll go paint it. We'll paint it.
Yeah. We'll go back to your place and we'll paint it, and Fang will definitely not get any paint inside the house.
Yeah. And Elsie's kind of checking to make sure like Cromwell's out of the house, and she's like, listen. So Cromwell really, really likes you.
Yes.
So
I mean,
he had like a lot of metaphors about you guys, and they were pretty like convoluted.
okay.
So, like, if you want to be part of our family, there's something you need to do.
Okay.
Come with me. So they go up the stairs.
Do you go with her?
I mean, yes, but I'm like, do I need the baseball bat?
It's drying right now.
It's drying right now. I can't use it. So, okay.
Yeah, so you go upstairs, and Elsie takes you to this, like, not very often used back room that has a lot of, like, an odd amount of tech in it. And there's a table, and she has you sit down.
Okay.
And leaves the room, and she comes back in, and she's holding two, like, something in each hand, and she sets them down in front of you, and she says, if you're going to be with Cromwell, you have to know the difference between a Chinese and an English tea ceremony. Because I will tell you right now, he is blind and he's having trouble and he won't admit it. So you're going to learn how he likes his tea.
Okay.
Wow.
That one. Wait.
Okay, no, we're starting at square one. This is tea.
The
Takes about an hour.
proceeds for her to get the different. This is green tea. This is black tea.
Is there sugar?
Yes,
Do I get sugar?
but like he only takes sugar for certain kinds of blends, and then like don't do it for him. Like he just like has trouble getting the right temperature for steeping. So
Fang is like writing down on her arm.
I have a computer in my brain.
you just need to know the difference between 140 and 160 degree tea brew, okay? Like that's what I need from you right now.
Yeah, I am currently on the side just switching through like seeing if I can get a
Wikipedia
thermometer
article.
attachment to my finger.
That's probably
Yeah, I would like to have a pinky thermometer.
I'm
think
glad
there's-
this shows you slowly turning into Inspector Gadget.
I'm sure that's a thing.
Yeah,
It's
like-
a
I'm sure there's a
thermometer app.
temperature sensor.
Yeah, we're gonna get a peaky thermometer.
I just want someone to take care of him.
Well, you've been doing a good job, and I would. Cromwell does not like being taken care of, but we're gonna make him like it, is what we're saying.
He says he doesn't, but he needs help.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just
Yeah. Yeah, I can. This isn't a huge step in a relationship to know the difference between English tea and
No, but you gotta know how
the
he
other
likes
one.
it.
Yeah.
Because I might not be here, to like brew tea and stuff. Like, I mean, if you're around a lot and, so I just think that if you're going to be here a lot and if you're going to be with Cromwell, you should know tea stuff.
Are you going anywhere? 4 hits? For good intentions?
Just 4 hits.
Are you leaving?
No, it's pretty obvious. Elsie doesn't have a plan to
Okay.
leave, but she's more just like anxious that if that were to happen someday, like it's more of like fear based than it is like preparing you for her departure.
Yeah, we'll just I would love that. And now that I totally don't have anything to do with my free time, that sounds great.
Were you like
I was trying to
crack the
crack the thing
Oh,
with
yeah.
Lewis, but now I don't need to spend hours sitting outside the police station writing down Akshara's whereabouts
Oh.
in the police station.
you have like lots of time if that's what you were like.
Yeah, it was not very productive.
Oh.
But we have a case. It's gonna go really well.
Yeah.
I visited Lewis's grave. The family has finally let me pay respects, so that's been
Oh, so
pretty great.
they know that it's not you. They thought it was you.
Pendleton made it. He pushed a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Lewis's family did.
Did a
not.
lot of yelling.
Yeah. Lewis's family did not take it very well, because it's dangerous and. Dang was an elf, and the concept of like why protect all these. It was a lot. He was from Deer down there, so. Yeah, it's been really good.
So now you get to really move on. You
Yeah.
want to move on.
Well. Yeah. I pours herself a tea. She does not do the pour 1 cup of tea. Take that. No, she does not like tea. She's just obvious. Like I'm trying not to.
This is not horrible soy calf.
That's so good. Love that tea.
He will totally believe you when you say that.
Will he?
Uh-huh.
Okay. It's just I have a lot of free time now, so this will be good.
Yeah, you should get a hottie or something.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't stay over here all the time.
You could be here. I mean, now that you're on like part of the tea circle, it's
So,
Yeah.
Fang has a realization that she has no more purpose with her life.
But she gets a point of edge because her life is now free.
Yeah.
Oh.
So she
Yeah,
point of
She
edge.
got her edge back.
and you get the
Thanks.
impression
Thanks.
Sweet, sweet karma.
She got her
that
back.
Elsie does not seem so enraged by you anymore.
No, I'm pretty sure if I pulled that trick with being there in 5 minutes at the beginning of this.
She would have shot you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cromwell. Or did Elsie do anything else? Sorry. While we're...
No. I mean, she mostly did that. I think on her own, it's just a lot of time with the dog, and then finally, like towards the end of the time, she's like, I'm gonna go hire a tutor.
No.
So that happens.
Cromwell.
While they're having a conversation about Cromwell believes he can take care of himself, we cut to Cromwell like walking through traffic, like almost getting hit several times, completely oblivious. But slowly learning to actually use his ultrasonic senses without having to cast the spell, instead using an adept power, which would have made more sense in the first place. But the bear god is mysterious in his ways.
As is that, what was his name? Something Beisman?
Gordon Beisman.
Gordon Beisman, yes.
Complicated in his rules.
Complicated game maker. Because Fang has some more free time, Cromwell's gonna see, and we may not narrate this just yet, but Fang, you're not working for Knight Errant right now, right?
I am definitely not ever allowed to work for Knight Errant. I was clear. They were like, you will never be able to get deputized again.
That should not have happened.
There's just under my name, just extreme use of force. And now I can't.
Cutter? Question mark?
Yeah, that's written a couple times. So I am not, no.
Right, so you're not employed by him, and in spite of the company having sliced my eyes out, you're kind of okay with as technology. Right, I'm not
My
judging.
brother still works there, and you gotta support your family.
Right, well,
Also a supervillain in the making.
Yeah.
Oh, his face only got completely ruined. It's fine. He's only a face.
well, you know those werewolf children I told you about that I might have let loose south of Puyallup?
Yeah, I kind of thought. Yeah, I do, and I completely believed you the first time you said it.
Well, of course you did.
Yeah, of course I did.
Well, it turns out as technology knows they're out there too, and has sort of threatened them, unless I do something for them.
Wait, that's blackmail.
I suppose you could
We
call it
really
that.
do belong together. We get blackmail a lot.
The family that blackmails together.
Right, so, all I have to do for him to promise to leave the werewolf children alone is, you and I have to go get Captain Moore to take us, to the docks, and we have to take down a Knight Errant precinct station.
Wait, can you repeat that last part?
We have to take down a Knight Errant precinct station.
So, mainframe. What do you do with your time?
Well, the next morning, they wake up. Mainframe's talking.
Probably because of the cat.
Yeah, there's just like the cornbread, and you can't tell who's chasing who, but they're chasing each other.
Oh yeah.
But Mainframe just kind of muttering to herself a little bit and looks at it's snowing. It's beautiful out in the Snoqualmie. It's Snoqualmie Hills, and do you hiking?
Hiking? Yeah, I do all the time.
I mean, I don't have snow clothes, but it's really pretty, and if you want to go, just walk.
Sure. I have a corp job I'm gonna have to get to in the next couple days, but I've got some time right now.
Cool. So you're doing some stuff on the side too.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I
gotta keep the lodge in good order.
There's a snow just falling through a hole in the corner of
Yeah,
the lodge.
and so while they're
Smoke
hiking,
because the chimney is clearly the heating is an open fire in this.
There's
it looks like
it's
a
a
Christmas
disaster.
card. I mean, it's from a distance. It looks lovely. So I went a lot of places during those weeks. And I said in the note, but I just thank you again for all of that back at Galahad. But I was trying to lose Ares on my tail, and obviously I wasn't running entirely silent. Through Jack Point Horizon reached out, and they wanted me to go to Amazonia.
Amazonia? You mean South America?
South, yeah, very south. They're having the opposite season right now. It's not snowing there. And it seemed like a perfect opportunity to not be in America. So I went. I just did a solo. They sent me to the jungle,
Wow.
which is a wonderful place to send a Decker. But strangely enough, I parachuted out of the drop plane, After what I went through with you guys, I will admit I was feeling a little reckless, feeling a little bit like fuck everything. So sure, jump out of a plane in Amazonia, good times. But they wanted me to check out a prison they found on the satellites. They had discovered a cache of technomancers that had been kidnapped. So so I approach this building in the middle of a jungle, and I can drop into the Matrix. Like there's a network, and have you ever seen a technomancer in distress? Well, no, probably you have not seen a technomancer.
I've seen
in
the
distress.
one that we,
And she was very angry, but she had control over her situation. These technomancers were being abused and forced into performing labor on the Matrix, and it just, all of the data felt sad and angry, and it was very distressing. So I tried talking my way into the building, and it did not go particularly well. They chased me into a nearby river, so I gotta swim. It's good. My seduction technique isn't what it used to be. I seem to be distracted. But
that's an awkward topic of conversation, but okay.
It was weapons. They gave me some. I resorted to using some electrical weapons that Horizon gave me to work my way through those same guards. They regretted not letting me in the first place, and but the Matrix security around the technomancers and their essences or their personas in the Matrix, they all looked just like caged animals in there. But it felt so good to be able to set them free. So I broke through the digital cage they had erected around these technomancers, and we got out.
Oh, that's amazing. I thought you were just getting the chip out of your head. That's a whole lot more than that. That's dangerous. Weren't you scared going there on your own?
Honestly, I was ready to die in Galahad when my mother threatened to take me and recondition me. I was not going to let her take me away. So right now, I'm feeling a little bit reckless. I'm feeling a little bit like I'm on the multiple lives here. So I was not scared, particularly. And getting the chip out was a risk too. But I figured if something went wrong, then you guys wouldn't have to worry about being tracked down or my past. It would just be fine. You would still be MFAC. You just wouldn't have to deal with that burden. So either way, it was win-win.
Well, it's pretty self-deprecating of you to say. I don't think it's a win for the chip in your head to have blown up or anything like that. I mean,
you may be the only person on the entire planet, well, you and maybe Fang, to appreciate me for more than my skills. And my parents don't even appreciate me for that. Anyway, let's build a snowman. Do you want to build a snowman?
Sure. How tall are we making it?
I see no reason to go small.
You know what? Snow's easy to levitate. Let's just do this.
All right. I would like to make a snow shark. That would make me feel better about things right now.
Well, I know someone who'd be into that.
So they build a snow shark.
It is glorious.
And thanks to her successful extraction of the technomancers out there, mainframe, and coming to terms with her being a little bit more reckless, she gains an edge, or gained an edge. So she has two. Yeah, there was two edge.
That was a run for Horizon, right?
Yes, it was for Horizon. which is interesting since they have a reputation with technomancers,
they
but
do.
this time they made good.
Sure they did.
It's a snow shark.
Wait, was it there?
Who was the run against?
It was an NPC group.
Oh no!
So the
against him.
sinless.
So
Fine.
wait.
You know what you did.
No.
They were angry on the Matrix.
They were.
They were sad and angry. They did not like their situation.
You did good. You've given me a gift.
Horizon hates the sinless. You heard it here.
Wait, Horizon paid for
Seattle
you
Street
to
News, get on that.
free a bunch of technomancers?
Mm-hmm.
Would Horizon then be there with a helicopter to scoop up all the technomancers?
We'll find out. So a few days later, Mordecai, is there anything you have gotten done after the building of the snow shark?
And eventually I probably leave because he has to go someplace, and I'm going to turn up on their doorstep.
Mordecai has a run he goes on. I guess we can cover that later. Or,
Yeah. It'll come up. I'm
We've
sure.
got 2 to cover.
Yeah.
Stick around.
He does get back though, and he puts in a call to Fang, and he says, "Hey, Fang, come on, let's do this. We're gonna have the boxing match.
We're gonna.
I know you said we didn't have to, but I got you a membership at my gym. We're gonna do this.
You found a gym?
I own a gym.
You own a gym?
I own
What? I do. What?
I'll explain later.
Do you need me to hold up cards?
This is
I've seen these things before.
this isn't broadcast to everyone.
Oh.
Isn't it?
Wait, does Cromwell knows you guys are gonna box because he's been going down on his knees to help you practice.
Yes. Cromwell's been helping Fang know how
Cromwell
to
definitely
box.
wants to be there.
I don't know if Mordecai is ready for that sort of boxing. Anyway. Are we doing this thing?
Yes. Let me just. And you just hear a lot of just putting away of tea
Pots and
boxes, but they
pans.
just all fall down again.
Well, fine, Mordecai doesn't invite us, but does Fang invite us?
For this one, actually, no.
No. Okay.
No one. If Fang beats up Mordecai, how bad will that look to the team?
Take photos. I mean, good luck.
So I've got an idea how we could do this. I think we could just both roll our unarmed combat,
Yeah.
and whoever gets the most hits.
Yeah. Do you want an extended test?
No, just give me one roll.
Just one roll? Oh, okay.
It'll be
Ding, ding, ding.
So.
We'll
Fang-
do 3 rounds. So we'll see if that's 2 out of 3.
Okay. Where's the gym?
I want to give Fang a pep talk on her way.
For the first punch?
It's in Renton, let's say.
You get 1 extra dice.
Is it an actual gym?
Yeah, it's not a great gym, but it's a gym.
You own it?
We'll get there.
So the first hit,
Come talk to me about this at some point, okay?
I got 3
You
for my
can take
first
it away
one.
from me.
With Cromwell's bonus, I
I don't know
have
how you
3.
bought it.
Huh?
3 for my first.
8.
Okay, wow.
He's been maxed for punching people.
I know, I forget this.
Whappy slapping?
Fang is like, oh, I get this. This is where, and then Mordecai's not there.
I'm turning around. It's like just this little thing, and I know your arms are metal, so I'm punching you in your legs.
Ouch. Rude.
All right, second round. Ding, ding, ding.
The reason why I wanted to fight that one time was like, when you get angry, you get the angriest when you fight.
I know, I understand
like,
anger,
now I'm
Fang.
angry again.
4.
Yes.
Oh, it's a close one.
I'm just gonna knee you.
Now I'm angry again.
Yeah.
I take it in the jaw.
It's not fair that the one time, and now I'm remembering everything, and being like, the one time that we were like in the mob and it was so cool, and then there was electricity, and like, you got it. Like, oh.
Oh shit. 4. Oh.
So does that mean there's a fourth round?
No, that
No,
means
it's the best 2 out of 3.
she got me.
Yeah, Fang's gonna just do one of these, like, I want to do a jumping up hit, but that's gonna miss.
Yeah,
Mordecai.
yeah, it's
But you
probably
can get it on the way
But
down.
on
Yeah.
the way down, it's gonna hit the elbow in the head.
And I cast an illusion spell of little birds like spinning around my head, tweeting.
Little sharks.
And I gonna hit anymore because I know that it's just a boxing match.
She lets him stay on the ground.
I'm sorry I hit you with my spell, Fang.
Thank you.
It was a bad mistake. You've done a lot for me and for the team. I've seen you like leap in the way of bullets that were aiming at me. And I should be more careful. I will be more careful.
Do I get a hug for being good at punching?
Well, right now I'm just like sitting dazed on the mat.
Do you pick him up?
I mean, I'd like to hug him, but also I don't think it's comfortable to hug someone. So I think Fang's just gonna lay on the mat next to.
Now I'm just imagining that scene from Scrubs. It's like, I just lay down next to you so people thought it was just a thing.
Yeah, so people thought you were taking it. It's cool. I like fighting with you. And you are the strongest magician I've ever met. And I am so lucky that you're there, Big Papa.
Am I the only magician you've ever met?
No, she's met Juanet.
Yeah.
He doesn't count.
I grew up with rituals all around.
All right.
But I can't die. And especially now that I have nothing left. No, now we're going to psychology mode. I have nothing left.
What about Cromwell?
He has a nice little piece of something.
Little.
What do I do other than not die?
For me, it's always started with exactly that, not dying. You take every day as you can.
I guess so.
Things are pretty serious between you two, aren't they?
I think we are a pleasant mix of red and blue, of serious, not serious. We're a glorious purple relationship right now.
Just be careful, okay? I don't want you to get hurt.
Well, you're the greatest magician I know, and if I can survive
No, I don't
from
mean
you, I could definitely.
I don't
survive a
mean
lightning
that.
bolt from
I
you.
mean, look, Cromwell's great. I think he's great. I love him, but in the end, he's never going to choose you. He's always going to choose his mission. He's that kind of person. I just don't want you to get hurt. I never had a daughter, but I mean, if I ever had, well, I can't imagine. Well, no.
Yeah, I was gonna say they would not be as tall as me, but yeah, I understand where you're going, and yes, Big Papa. Do you need ice?
Yes, I need a lot of ice.
Yeah, let's go get you ice.
So, some more time will pass. Vivek has learned how to make tea. They have punched out their feelings.
Now
Oh,
One
like-
last thing.
Oh,
Mainframe shows up at Fang's door.
That's right.
Oh yes, the thing.
And she rings the doorbell or whatever. Do you have a doorbell? I don't know.
I live kind of my apartment complex has only one boarded up window in the entire complex.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
pretty nice.
Yeah, the apartment is clean. The wall that was a bunch of yarn is now just a picture of the
So,
of the old-
so I knock.
yeah.
So there's probably not a doorbell.
The door is
Not one that
open.
works.
Fang's got a lot of loose plot threads, it seems.
No, all of them have been trimmed, and now there's only one
Well-
picture.
Never mind.
Okay, sure. Yeah, okay, right now, yes, Fang has a lot of emotional ties that have to be
Mainframe
sealed.
continues to knock.
Eventually, Fang comes to the door in a half apron, and there's definitely sauce on the top of the apron or on of her shirt, and she's trying to cook, but she's like, "Oh, yeah, Mainframe, I can't. Do you want sauce on your shirt? I can give you a." Like,
No, thank you. But would you like a note? Note that I found in my pocket when we got back.
get in the house. I remember now.
Oh, you remember?
Yeah, I do.
Who keeps a goodbye note and doesn't read it? And gives it back to the person. That's not how goodbye notes work.
I didn't want to read it because we were family and you were gonna leave with a note, and as soon as I read it, then it was gonna become true. And so if I didn't read it, then you would have to come and read it to me if you actually wanted to leave. So here's your chance. Come eat dinner, and then you can read the note, and then if you read the note, you can leave. But like, I don't know.
Now I'm a note hostage? Fine, I accept your invitation for dinner.
Great.
Did you not consider that maybe I, A, didn't necessarily want to leave, and B, might have been doing it because I cared about you?
But why would you leave? That would make you are.
Because my very violent and evil mother, who had tried to erase my brain, had escaped, and she
I'm
works for
sorry,
a company
I was
with
like
a lot of resources. They wanted me back.
You didn't even ask, though.
When was I going to ask? And the more you knew about where I was going, the more in danger you would have been.
I'm okay with being in danger.
I wasn't okay with other people being in any more danger than we saw at Galahad.
Did you come here so I could read the note, or what?
I just needed to know why you didn't read it. It felt like you didn't even care enough to read it. Like, I don't care what she has to say.
I kept that note with me every single day since you left. When you left. Because the second I read it is the second it would actually come true, and you would never come back. And then we would be without mainframe, and then like Fang just like, there's soup that's being on the thing, and she starts scooping it, and it's like, it's obviously made of soy. It's like trying to be like a tortilla soup, but it's
And Mainframe's like cleaning up as like she's healthy.
So like there's this angry ladling, and there's more splashing in the kitchen. So I was just really afraid if I read it, then you would never come back, and so I couldn't read it, and so everyone was like, Fang, read the note. And I was like, no, because if I read the note, then it's gonna become true, and if it becomes true, then we're never gonna have you come back, and then you might have died and we wouldn't have known, and then like, in like 20 years, we would be sitting there and be like, you know who would be great? Mainframe. And then she wouldn't be there because she never came back. And I don't want you to leave. I don't care if, I would rather be shot many times than you leave.
Mainframe just starts crying in the soup. It's just
Salt makes it better. Are we both crying?
They're sad labeling.
We're both crying in soup.
It wasn't even a very good note.
Read the note now.
I don't even know if I want to.
I need to know what you need to say. Is it gonna make me cry?
I don't know.
Okay. Read the note. Also, we need to read the note because Cromwell can't read. I learned.
It's not here. So
But if you read it, then I can tell. I just remembered he really wanted to read the note and I wouldn't open it for him.
it's not very complicated.
We are a really incestuous family.
Oh no, don't use that word. It's a little too soon for that word.
Why?
Thank you.
Me and Cromwell have been dating for a couple months.
That's not incestuous.
But we're all, in fact, is all one family.
But like, no, blood.
Yeah, it's.
Okay, I'll read the note. Thank you for saving my life. I wouldn't have let Ares use me against you, but you kept it from getting to that point. I need to take the heat off. I've been through this before. I know what to do, I think. Be alert. Just because I'm not with you doesn't mean Ares isn't above pursuing you. I hope I can distract them. Take care. It's not a very good note.
It was a pretty great note. I mean, there was a lot of warnings in there.
Yeah, there were... I'm never okay with other people. I don't feel like I have enough value for people to want to take on that risk. And it just felt like I also had a fucking chip in my brain, so there wasn't anything we could do. I just needed to go somewhere where I could get that taken care of.
Like, did you get it taken care of? Oh, congratulations on the successful surgery.
I suppose it's successful. I'm still walking.
Great.
Jumping out of planes even, but that's for another time. Fang, I'm sorry. You care more deeply than anybody I know, and you did so much to try an oatmeal, and you probably deserved more than that stupid note, but I didn't know what else to do at the time.
I want you to stay with us if you want to. And thank you for looking out for us, because Pendleton says I don't have a, like, safety complex or something. I didn't.
We're just like nods. Some scoop. Tries.
Pendleton says a lot of things that probably get garbled.
It's a little bit of a game of telephone.
We want to stay alive, but I don't know how to get it through your super smart brain that we want to protect you. And you are one of the smartest person still know. And maybe that makes you good at computers, but maybe that doesn't mean that
I'm shit at emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm coming to terms with that. But thank you for helping me feel.
Thank you for coming back. I'm sorry that I didn't read it. Next, I will always read every note as soon as I see it if you leave it.
That sounds like reasonable.
That seems. Can I have the note back? I need to read it to her.
It's like splashed. Like there's definitely like soup stains.
There was definitely sweat on it from before that, because Fang would put it in the boob pocket, which is the bra pocket. Yeah, so it's definitely a little bit wrinkled. But great, I'm gonna read this. And
finally Cromwell gets to
and
hear
then Cromwell,
the
because Cromwell and Elsie also missed you, but I didn't let them read this.
Cromwell's like, mainframe left?
She's always on VR. He just assumes she's there.
But if you ever need to hide, and not in Seattle, you are your own person, so you gotta make that choice. But we can also hide you in the floorboards.
Well, that is a very compelling.
Those are still in Seattle.
Like we could like I will buy the apartment complex right underneath mine. I'm pretty sure it's gonna empty out soon, because this is not. And then we will board it up, and then you
just kiss her eyes. Please don't buy another apartment. Or a bus.
I was actually thinking about trying to buy all the floors, and then so Mordecai has a place to stay.
He won't. You know.
I was gonna install grass, but then they told me it would leak into my apartment.
Oh my goodness, you've been thinking about this a lot.
passes.
And so Fang talks about how a name plan
I don't need a GM.
of how to make an apartment.
Hey guys. So time passes.
All right, Shadowrun.
It's cool. So, I mean, I can just let you guys go for another hour and a half. I'm sure you can do it.
Wait, we took an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Welcome to a very special episode.
There was a lot of stuff to resolve. I actually planned for it to take about this long.
Oh, good. We're on course.
Which is still this far into the notes. Just as we're downtime. So a few things have happened in the world around you guys. Since this is now getting towards the end of January, Governor Josephine Jugashvili gets sworn in as the new governor of the Seattle Metroplex. And one of the sort of early first acts that she begins doing is reducing some of the constraints around individuals who are sinless and accessing public education and public health services. And so it's the Sinners Acts trying to help, or Sinless Acts trying to help those who do not have access to things that they would otherwise have if they had a sin. So that becomes one of the large parts of her platform. And then as well as increasing some of the legitimacy infrastructure projects related to the Orc Underground, and helping those individuals who are residing down there have better facilities and more access to public utilities and things that they don't normally get. So one of the big projects in the works is trying to build matrix access for the Orc Underground, but that is a long infrastructure related project and will probably, much like the light rail, involve a drill getting stuck. Bertha is still down there in the Orc Underground.
I don't think she's stuck anymore.
No, she's almost done.
Yeah.
Bertha's a giant drill making light rail underneath Seattle.
Stuck in
Or
underneath
tunnel,
Seattle.
car
Theory.
tunnel.
You got stuck for like 9 months, right?
It was a long time.
It was longer than that.
Seattle's really bad at infrastructure projects. Fun fact!
We should.
Fifth World and Sixth World.
The viaduct is still under construction.
Oh god. Wait, what?
I assume that we had a New Year's party.
Yeah, probably. Probably before.
What time of year is it? Like
It is beginning of February.
Okay.
Wow.
So we already passed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, well, so the Pendleton, the events with Pendleton were January 11th. Because she originally saw the date as 1/11 and thought it was November 1st,
Right.
but she was wrong. It was January 11th. So we rescheduled that one.
Being British, so I get it wrong all the time.
Yeah, I must have been reading his
Or
diary and
Canadian.
then.
Stupid you Cassians
Yeah.
spell
What
your date wrong.
specific day in February are we right now?
Do we want a specific date?
We
I
do
need
want a
to know.
specific. It's important.
February 2nd.
Okay.
It's Groundhog Day.
Is it really? When is Groundhog Day? Do they still have
12 days before Valentine's Day.
Yes. So
Every store is covered.
So other than information about the news of the governor, there's always little bits of kind of tidbits about things the corps are doing, and continuing to be questions, investigations, theories, wild accusations related to the dragon that attacked the city of Seattle.
That's right.
That was a thing that happened
Before
end
the
of last year.
retirement party.
Before the retirement party. So at some point on February 1st, we'll say, Mfeka gets contacted to meet up with Ms. J at the Jacko Foundation on February 2nd. She will provide you a time at the bright early hour in the morning of 9 a.m., requesting your presence in her offices for a potential job that she would like you to get involved with.
I like that.
Anything in particular you guys will do before heading there? Or
Cromwell rolls out of bed, but just playing Sonny and Cher. And talking about how it's cold out there and you better get your boots on. He wanders down out in the street where an annoying guy named Ned bothers him. Steps in a puddle of water.
Oh, okay. This is.
And
Yeah.
he makes his way to the Rapid Rabbit for no reason.
for no reason. She'll probably actually meet you at the Rapid Rabbit rather than the Draco Foundation offices. So, Rapid Rabbit is, as all good runner havens are, open 24 hours a day. So they are serving brunch, which is just just a reskinned regular menu. So everything just has an egg on it.
They do have French fries with maple syrup.
Yeah,
though,
French
and
fries
nobody
with
knows
maple
why.
syrup.
Because it's amazing.
And then everything just has an egg on it. That's how you know it's for brunch. It's like a burger with an egg. It's a breakfast burger. Okay. And that's what Mom would be like, it's a breakfast burger. It's got an egg on it.
Can I have fries?
I think
Do you want the
Fang
maple
has a
syrup
question.
fries?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want the maple syrup on top or separate?
Separate.
Just gives you
Is there an egg with that?
There's an egg on top of it.
That's what I wanted. Oh, could I have the egg and the French fries and the syrup?
Yes.
Can I have a runny egg?
Yes.
Can I mash it all together and then eat it?
That's up to you. The runners are here for you! Serves you a Bloody Mary for no reason. There is no egg on the Bloody Mary.
Thank God for small
Hey, Miss
favors.
J, how's it going?
You take your plate of maple syrup fries up to the second floor room. Miss J is.
Miss J, it's nice to see you. Been a long time.
It's a Pleasure to see all of you. It has been a while. I assume you have entertained yourselves since our last interactions.
What's that supposed to mean?
You have found gainful employment.
Oh, yes, sure.
You have assisted in the capture of criminals.
How did you read about that? My face
There
was
was
in the paper.
an explosion in Kent. It was all over the news.
Real tragedy.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
Tempo thieves are cray.
They are known for exploding warehouses.
So are we.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
We're not.
But I'm glad all of you
That's-
are all right.
So what you got for us?
So, this being a brand new month, we would like to ask you to do some investigating. Given you have had previous contact with the well, not directly with the individual, but you are familiar with this particular case, we would like you to do some investigating of an individual called Elijah Burnett, who I believe you may recognize the name as the person who took Toth's drone.
Wait, what?
Was that the owner
Hydra.
of the storage unit that we...
Let me remind you of what you may have forgotten.
Bang! Yes.
I was asking that out of character.
In character, I'm like, who is this?
Well, he worked for a corporation.
Was it Seda Krupp or was it Shiwase?
So, you went originally to assist Toth in recovering his eye drone that had recorded footage of the dragon, or an appearance of the dragon outside of the Shiwase, or on the Shiwase building. Later, that became the same site where a ritual occurred that resulted in the formal appearance of the dragon on our metaplane, which is something that many groups are continuing to investigate, including the Foundation. Obviously, the appearance of a new dragon is a big deal. And one of the last dragons that appeared suddenly was Ghostwalker, who immediately claimed an entire city as their own. So we would like to know what this dragon wants, what their objectives are, and if anything, what connections they have to all of these clones of the former CEO of Shiawase Arislan. That being said, investigating the motivations of a dragon is a little bit beyond most Shadowrunners' expertise or abilities. But there are many avenues to finding out what is happening. And one of the ones we would like to explore is the individual Elijah, who recovered the drone, but instead of returning it to Shiawase, took it for himself.
He's with Seda Krupp.
He is with Seda Krupp. He was not a Shiawase executive. He was not in any way. His only affiliation with Shiawase was he is a corporate liaison for Seda Krupp. Beyond that, we don't know why he was there, why he chose to take the drone, and what his purposes was with it before that. We're suspecting he probably has some involvement with the dragon or the ritual or other individuals that are more directly connected. And we would like to know what those connections are.
So we're hoping by investigating Elijah, we will gain insight to the dragon.
Yes, the objectives we would like to know is what he knows about the dragon, if anything, and who is he working with, if that is the case. Those are the two primary objectives. Are there any specific executives, members of corporations, groups that he is involved with that would give us more insight to the dragon and its motivations? We don't even currently have a name, and the Greater Dragon Council is, though not refusing to acknowledge its existence, remaining tight-lipped.
The night of the attack, was that your mom what drove the dragon off?
I am not at liberty to tell you.
That's a yes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was her.
There are only so many greater dragons.
Can I use a memory test to see if I can remember?
There's one orange greater dragon.
Oh, well.
And it has to be.
Oh!
There are only about 7 or 8 greater dragons. There are other, kind of lesser dragons. Loafer, the CEO of Seda Krupp, is one. Ghostwalker, the dragon who claimed the city of Denver as his own, is one. Has to be is one, although she's been kicked off the Dragon Council, she's still considered a greater dragon. Surig, and then a handful of other ones. So there's not too many. And then there's some that are greater Eastern dragons and greater Western dragons, but the council itself is probably at about a dozen or so members. Not all greater dragons are friendly to the council. and the council is not friendly to all great dragons. Any questions?
How
Concerns?
discreet do we need to be?
That is a good question. As discreet as possible. Ideally, we definitely don't want any connection to the Draco Foundation to be made privy to Elijah. If you need to talk to him in person, I presume you would do so in such a way that he would not know who you are. I don't particularly... I would like him to... It is fine if he knows someone is investigating him in some capacity, but as little as we can to tip the hand that we know about his involvement, or more importantly, to make anyone else concerned that they need to shut down loose ends. I am not asking you to dispose of him in any capacity.
Does the general running community know Infect's affiliation with the Draco Foundation at this point?
Is this an in-character, out-of-character question?
I'm asking in character.
Depends on who you ask.
If we were to ask you,
We're not directly tracking your notoriety, but it's not low. Like, people know about you guys, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
I guess I'm asking, is the Draco Foundation covered up any of that, or is it becoming, like, are we risking, when we engage, people assuming that we're affiliated with Draco?
Not at a corporate level, no. If you interact with other Shadowrunners, possibly.
Right.
So like Scarlet Fire.
Scarlet Fire certainly knows.
Yes.
Well, they know everything. We're their mortal enemy.
You are.
I think there
merely-
are mortal enemies.
You are
I don't
merely
know
a
that-
speck
I've not
under their
consented
boot.
to mutual.
I think we're the mortal ones based on previous
Yeah.
experience.
Okay.
Did you get my my delivery?
Yes, thank you.
I
That
hope you can
information has been.
put it to good use.
We are sending it off to individuals who can utilize it.
So this Elijah Burnett, we broke into his warehouse. It was well guarded, so obviously he's got some resources, or someone protecting him does. We don't really have a lot more information on him other than who he works for, right?
But we know he was victim of a crime. Perhaps Charlie Hammer can go and question him about those events.
I am going to leave the rest of this in your hands, unless you have any further questions or concerns for me. This is going to be considered for your retainer for this month.
How quickly would you like this done? Like, is this a rush job? Like, do we need to
Doesn't
go?
need to be rapid. Within a week would be ideal. A few days. I understand discretion can take more time than running headfirst
That's why I was
into a
asking.
problem.
Because we could definitely like jump on him until he tells us things.
If that is the strategy you deem most effective, who am I to argue with you?
Was she being sarcastic?
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
definitely
don't-
being sarcastic.
we're not going to
I
jump
mean,
on
she
him.
said be discreet. It's not what we proposed was not discreet.
Yeah, anything that you have on him, we're happy to take a look at, take a look at starting.
If you have his
Beyond the information, you
address.
found that he is works for Sater Krupp. He and his base of the offices that he's working out of are in the SeaTech area. It's near the Boeing Confederated. Sater Krupp has some relationships with them, given both of them have presences in aerospace and heavy industry.
Do we happen to know whether he lives on site or lives off?
I have.
All right.
Leave that in your hands.
Okay.
You know who might have done some investigating and who stole his drone would be Toth himself.
Interesting.
Wait, what?
Couldn't hurt to ask him.
Right, I mean, the drone was located in the warehouse for some time, might have had some record on it,
Information on it.
and Toth might have wanted to know exactly who was tracking him.
So should we just go talk to Toff?
It's a good
Can
first
be,
step.
can be bad to make the call.
Great, let's do that.
I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. And she'll exit out of the room with her retinue. Leave them back to their fries.
Yep. Elsie puts out a call to Toth.
Hello.
Hey! How's it going?
Good. How have you been?
Been good. Been busy. You know, lots of stuff going on. So a little bit of a business call.
Of course.
Of course. We, you know, Infec is looking into Elijah Burnett just a bit, who had your
had my drone.
And I just wanted to check in and ask, I don't suppose you found any of his information on your drone?
Found a few pieces, nothing about him directly. I could certainly tell you some more tracking information that the drone kept.
Yeah, that would be great. We're just trying to, nothing major, just kind of looking into him. We're a little suspicious that he might be up to no good, so.
This is potentially dragon related at all?
Well, can't be talking about stuff like that.
Oh, of course not. Let's just put it this way. I will happily pass you on the information that the drone ambiently recorded about its location. Now that I have gotten it back, I was able to access that. In exchange for, say, if you have a really juicy story, you give me the opportunity to break it first.
Well... yeah, I could probably bring you a juicy story. Can you give me a little time?
Oh, doesn't need to be right away.
Great. Deal.
Excellent. So Toth will compile together some of the data, and you'll receive an information that kind of just gives you basically the drone sort of could ambiently record but wasn't able to send any signals while it was off. Like the Go Find Me app sort of concept, and it just has various pings of its location over time. And so it basically pings the location at the Shiawase building, and then it takes a brief stop at a location down in the SeaTech area that doesn't quite match up with the location of the Cedar Cup campus. You can do a little bit more digging about what that location is, and then eventually makes its way to the warehouse, or the location that matches with the storehouse that it was at before.
Yeah, I show that information to the gang.
And there's some timestamps on it. But
yeah. And I'm like, well, it looks like it's been stopping somewhere down in SeaTac that isn't Cedar Cup proper, so maybe maybe Elijah has some sort of, I don't know, apartment or...
Well, let me look into it.
Let's see, SeaTac, that's the area down where the airport is, south of downtown.
Yeah. Okay. Before you hit Tacoma.
Area.
4 hits on basic matrix perception on...
Wait, sorry. I need to come back to this. Did you not realize SeaTac was a Seattle Tacoma?
No. What's the C? Oh, Tacoma.
Oh my goodness.
SEATAC.
I get it now.
You are so precious.
How long have you lived in Seattle again, Claudia?
It's been a long time. More than a week.
Have you ever been to Seattle Tacoma International Airport?
Yeah.
Also known as SeaTac Airport?
Now I get it. Now everything's coming back to me, but I'm learning new things every day.
You ever get a taxi from SeaTac?
Wait, is taxi spelled TAC?
Okay.
I don't.
Sorry, I just needed to address that piece of knowledge that Claudia acquired. How many hits did you have again? 4. Excellent. It's not super hard to find. You map it over using Mapsoft. You track that location down, do a little bit of digging, and it looks to be kind of in a residential area. You get about 100-meter radius, so it's not a direct location, and it looks to be most likely a condo complex, or the middle of the road, depending on what assumptions you want to make about that 100-meter radius. You couldn't get an exact what apartment building it was in or anything like that, but you get a general area. The condos, when you look them up, they're nice. They're executive condos in the SeaTac area, convenient for those working at the Confederated Boeing facilities and any other major businesses within the South Seattle area. An easy commute to downtown or Tacoma.
If you lived here, you'd be home now.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be home now. Comes with state-of-the-art security and on-site guard for your convenience purposes. There's a small, blah, 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 blah.
Nice then to list their security features.
Yeah, what are the security features?
It doesn't, beyond that, it's just state-of-the-art security and on-site security personnel. And so you feel safe and protected no matter what time of day or night.
You're not going to like this, LC, but I believe you acquired a couple of things from his storage unit that Knight Errant might return to him, having recovered it.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying, if, say they was in that cache in your closet, what is definitely not stolen goods that you have acquired, if they might have happened to just fall in there, like maybe they got caught in your coat as we ran out of the warehouse, then we won't be able to use those to...
You know what I think about personal property?
It's yours?
That ownership is just a social construct.
Property is theft. Therefore, theft is property.
Yeah.
Well, so given that there's no proper ownership of it, I suppose we could just return the imaginary ownership to him.
We can steal it again later when we break into his house.
You do have his address at that point.
Okay.
I mean, we could drop the pretense at this point. We all know she stole a bunch of stuff when we were at the warehouse, in addition to what we were there to steal. It's okay. I don't mind. I steal.
You steal?
You steal?
You steal?
Well, yeah.
I thought you're the wheelie and wheelie stealing.
Wouldn't that make you the... Oh, no, she's the steely, you're the wheelie. Okay.
I mean, I don't make a habit of stealing, but when there are things you need and you can't get them through legal channels or through moral channels, you get them through other channels.
Yeah, 5-finger channels.
I mean, it's not my first day of Shadowrunning.
I'll say we go get this stuff and then head down there, in case that's where he lives.
All right.
Let's do
Well,
it.
it's your house too. You can say if I need to return something to get it out of the house. Also, I bet he's got better stuff than what I took.
I'll bet so.
You can trade.
I'll take the stuff.
Okay, so you guys are gonna head back to pick up the fairies. I don't remember.
You never
what I
actually
told you.
described. It was like the end of the episode. We just grabbed a whole bunch of stuff from the warehouse.
There was like a Princess Diana beanie.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
There
that
was
was
a
definitely in
Princess
there.
Diana beanie baby.
Good memory.
Because it was like weird collector's items. There
Right.
was a shiny Mewtwo card, shiny Mewtwo Pokemon card, and a new in the box Malibu Barbie.
Gross.
I don't know, toy collector.
I know.
Also, there was a small old style comlink.
Cut to childhood Fang,
Yeah.
ripping the arms off of Malibu Barbie and replacing them with a He-Man's arms.
I was gonna say I hope there was like a mint condition Lego set that was like unopened. I like the old comlink.
Yes, it's a it's a piece of historic tech. He's a weirdo. He collects things.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take it back.
Collector of 90s memorabilia.
So the plan
It's
is
like 100-year-old artifacts, yeah.
So the plan is to impersonate police returning his stuff.
Which will probably convince them to tell us what unit he's in. And that's where things get tricky. You can try to extort all the information, or I can shadow as a assistant and try to hack things in his apartment discreetly while I'm there.
And then we could jump on him till he tells us everything.
Is Plan J.
I feel pretty good about if all of the shinies getting in there, but it's true that sometimes when you get into the details of the questioning, that Fang and I are better at, finding big objects that need to be destroyed rather than little objects inside of people's brains.
Maybe you should go with him.
Can
And
can we get Elsie in?
Yeah.
So all 5 of you are going to go in as fake police officers.
No, we just stated. Raise your hand if you're going in.
I don't think I need to go in.
I think that's what we decided. Team Van?
Team Van.
Okay. So the 3 of you are planning on going to the apartment building, seeing if he's home, attempting to talk to him and do some questioning as well as some digging. Yes?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
All right.
Can you shiny me up?
Oh.
Oh, right, we're not using that word anymore.
No, we're not using
Sparkles.
sparkles, but I think shiny's probably a synonym.
I mean, you know, you can call it whatever you want. Again, as I said, you could just call it asking for help. You'd like to be more personable? Is that what I take it?
Right, more, you know, boring like.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right, so I reach out, I grab Cromwell's shoulder and his charisma. Yeah. I just like tap it.
Cromwell, get on your knees like normal.
Fang, can you help me out here?
Do I lift you up? What did you do? What, like that?
No, it's far worse.
The sharks riding bears and bears riding sharks leap from Cromwell's wrists as he takes control of the spell.
Yeah, your charisma goes up by 4.
Nice.
One day that will not be funny.
No.
When the internet stops.
That's one day puffing in the bathroom won't be funny either.
Am I more attractive right now, Fang?
Yes.
Thanks, that feels good. And I currently have the emotional intelligence to know that my confidence is boosted, and that's why.
Anyone else? Anyone else?
I mean, how draining is it if you assist more than one person with the magic?
Cromwell actually, his sharks and bears mean that Mordecai does not have to maintain Cromwell's.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt for additional help for one of us. I don't know if we should just double down on Elsie or.
You can't really take me any higher because mine is pheromone based. So
All right then. Well,
I'm totally augmented up, man.
Mordecai, I would not mind being slightly more charismatic in the unlikely events I need to talk my way out of a situation.
All right. May I have your consent?
You have my consent.
Oh, all right
Mainframe
then.
blushes.
Her charisma goes up by 4 as well.
Elsie's just
Thank
like
you.
putting on a lady police officer outfit and trying not to like watch them.
Were you a lady police officer outfit?
Yeah, my bag.
Mainframes were action or business clothes.
Charlie Hammer.
And
Good.
Oh, Chantel Dix.
Not how I expected that sentence to end.
no.
But then again,
Someday she'll be Detective Dix.
Oh my goodness. Why didn't I use that name?
Maybe
Dix, get
someday
in
even
here.
Inspector Dix.
Dick Dix. Private Dick.
Fucking immature. In fact, we'll get in the van. I assume they're taking Dinah and not Van Helshark.
We'll take Dinah. She's feeling unloved.
So they get back in their old trusty van, the much
Old.
less trusty into new trusty, much less conspicuous, and make their way down to the SeaTac airport.
I forgot how quiet this van is.
While
See, we're going so fast.
while
it's-
they are
I'm doing 40.
it's.
Yeah.
I mean,
While
but where's
they're-
the love?
in the van,
In the van.
with
Mainframe
with
blushes
the-
again.
without the low rumble or sputtering and potential
Awooga
death rattle
cartoon noises.
of Van Helshark. They have some time to kill to reminisce.
Who would like to?
Oh,
Cromwell perhaps feels compelled to, as he remembers back to that recent debacle.
right. Mainframe, Fang, are you gonna tell her about what we said to Captain Moore, or am I?
I mean,
We don't need to talk about Captain Moore. I mean, we're fine. And nope. Why would I
Happened to
care?
Captain Moore.
All right. Well, here's what happened. All right.
definitely doesn't really fond.
We were sent on an Aztechnology run, sort of forced into it on account of the werewolf children I told you about.
Oh, yeah.
Need to ensure their safety. And so I met Fang down at the docks. We hired Captain Moore to get us past some of those little boats with the machine guns on them. Because Aztechnology wanted us to go up against Knight Errant and take out one of their precincts by the docks.
Right.
Right?
Right. And we knew that Knight Errant was we were told by technology that there was no one there because they were doing maintenance on the electricity.
Right. And I said to Fang, like, we don't know anything about the relationship status or any agreements. So we should just probably, either be direct or not say anything
About
anything we might have witnessed. Not that we witnessed anything.
I didn't witness anything, so
No.
yeah.
So the way there went fine. We kept our mouth shut. We made it past the machine gun boats on account of Captain Moore being, up on the right and all that.
He's a pretty great guy.
He's a pretty great guy. I mean, if you still like him, and if you don't, he's terrible. But we didn't say anything at all on the way there.
Well, we
You
did.
keep qualifying on the way there, so just let's just keep sailing through.
All right.
We did
We just
sail
sailed
through.
right through the boats with the machine guns. We got off on the docks, and Fang saw it first.
Yeah. So, as I was said, the electricity was like, we were told that the building was going to be empty. The building was not empty.
It was not empty at
It was
all.
not empty at all.
There was like some kind of meeting there that night.
Yeah.
Full of knight errant guys,
More than usual.
right? And all their names were John and Bob and Bill, as all knight errant guys are.
Yeah.
Too bad she wasn't here for that.
And as technology said, they wanted me to make it as big as possible. And I don't like as technology, so I said I'm going to be subtle.
I get it. You don't like to be subtle. I still disagree with the decision you made.
Right, well, I thought, what's more subtle than a distraction, a giant distraction, so I can subtly sneak in.
So I was a distraction, because as much as you are great, I am much better at distractions.
Right, I didn't know how big the distraction was going to be, so when the pack of Barghest we snuck in when Fang let him loose, and they started owling around. It turns out Barghest like knight errant guys named John and Bill, and so rather than running around the neighborhood, they went right into the police station.
It was really unfortunate.
It was really unfortunate, and all them knight errant guys got paralyzed. But that made it easy for us to go in and pretty much wipe the place out.
Yep.
I mean, of equipment, we didn't hurt anyone.
No, we definitely moved all of them into one very safe room.
Right, safe.
And just right on top of each other.
Right. Where did you get the yellow spray paint in which you painted all them?
I gave him a caution sign so that a big old exclamation point, so that when the hospital came, they'd be
Right.
like, "Oh, these guys are in danger."
So everything was fine, except the Barghest meant the HDR team arrived and completely destroyed the place, which I was trying not to do because it was high profile, and now everybody knows that there's no knight errant protection at the docks, just like as
it's haunted.
technology wanted. And just anybody can smuggle anything they want into that area, just like that. Exactly what I did not want to happen, because that's what as technology wanted to happen.
This is why I don't pay attention to the news. There's it's always bad stuff.
So just to be clear, what happened? As technology, now because of them, you can sneak stuff in because there are no more guards there because now it is haunted by
Right,
Barghest.
a lot of egg on the face of knight errant, which is not my intent. That's what happened. We had to get away. We got back on the boat, and we might have mentioned, being sorry if Captain Moore was open for something, but maybe not, because maybe he wasn't, or maybe we don't know the parameters of the relationship.
How exactly did this come up when you were riding a boat away from Barghests and an
It was
HDR?
very romantic. The lights of the HDR in the background.
It was so nice.
I'm not clear exactly. Did you proposition? I'm very confused.
We were in an argument about how we should not bring it up, and he overheard us.
Right.
And what exactly? No, you know what? No, I'm not asking that question. Nope.
He's
Driving
Just
the car.
as their story wraps up, you guys arrive. Don't worry, I'll give you a chance.
We are great
There'll be time.
storytellers, by the way. Just so you know,
There'll be
we've now
time.
made a haunted house scene. Scooby-Doo Incorporated is going to investigate it pretty soon.
So you arrive at the apartment building, or at the condo complex. You see kind of a series, we'll say it's like 5 stories tall. It's like a series of buildings arranged around a sort of courtyard area. It's fenced off. The buildings, clearly some of them have a nice view out across the water if you're high enough up. Kind of bottom stories look like they're maybe more townhomes. Before you get in, you go through what appears to be like the sort of the offices, where the security guard, like where they're stationed, where people would enter. So you go through a kind of entryway with some rooms connected to it before you get into the main plaza area that has the condo buildings around it. It's the neighborhood is maybe more rundown in some areas. It is still fairly located in kind of in more of an industrial area. So clearly the people who live here because it is convenient. And it's sort of, there are these like condo complexes or buildings and apartments that are like super weirdly well manicured and taken care of and pretty well secured, that look a little bit out of place in the general area. So you map it to the location that you'd gotten from Toth, and you're 99% confident that this particular condo complex would be the one that you need to be looking at. So I presume you parked the van at some point.
Yes. It's daytime, I assume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when did you decide you want to go there?
Probably, I would guess, like mid-morning, so that we catch them before the lunch break. To get, because there's 2 steps to this. We have to figure out which apartment he's in, and then we can.
But do we actually want to catch him home?
We do if we.
Well, because we can maybe get information.
There's a lot of security here. It would be better for all of us if he consented to let us into his.
Okay.
It's certainly a good backup, but I'd like to try.
If we want to be certain he don't be home, maybe at the same time the tracking data said he was here before.
Or just before, so we know what apartment he's in and can catch him there. So what time did he typically?
It was early evening.
Early evening. All right, so let's just say we show up around 2 p.m. so we can stop by the office and get.
Yeah, we take a look at the building and the layout of it.
I assume there's like a future residence area where we can speak to someone who.
Yeah, you could go in and talk to the offices. There'll be, at least kind of the building manager, leasing manager, or complex manager, as well as probably some security personnel. So if you go in, there's a receptionist there in that kind of lobby area.
Mainframe will not go in with you guys for this stage. I don't think you guys need her assistance, so she will hang out in team band.
So the 2 of you are going to go in. Yeah, there's a receptionist. He's probably just looking at stuff on the Matrix. There seems to be some sort of stuff like people in an office behind him. There's a security guard across from him.
Hi. I show him a badge and I'm like, Chantal Dix with the Knight Errant.
I'm sorry, say your name again?
Chantal Dix. Chantal Dix.
Right, yeah, sorry. Can I help you? Are you?
Yeah, we're looking for
Elijah Burnett.
Yeah, that's the one. We got some property that was stolen from him that we're looking to return.
Okay, let me.
I said we have some property.
No, I heard you, ma'am. Thank you, officer.
Right.
Let me just put him into the system and see if he's one of our residents.
We already lived here, so
Yeah. Did you? I can call over to his apartment and see if he's home.
Yeah, that would be preferable. We say, Agent Hammer.
I think that's good, Officer Dix.
Visibly tries not to laugh. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me put that call in. And you hear kind of it'll be on speaker and sort of the sound of a dial tone. And it won't get picked up. Guess he's not here right now. I mean, he's probably at work. These are normal office business hours.
That's right. We'll go bust some jaywalkers or something, come back and lay us even and see what we can do.
Can you tell us when he normally returns?
It's just that we need to talk to him in person,
Use the charm.
Give me a negotiation.
Use the charm.
But we don't. Mainframe wants him home.
Yeah, but use the lines.
Hey, Dix already has all the charm.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of charms.
I did not do that great.
Roll 4.
I mean, it's not normally information that I should give out any kind of. But you are Knight Errant officer, so I suppose you're
Just trying to do a job.
official business, so kind of pull up some information. Looks like our records show his normal return time would be 5 or 6 p.m. somewhere in there. You're welcome to come back. I'll see if he's home.
Yeah.
If he's willing to let you guys
Yeah,
come in.
hopefully
Obviously he can come meet up with you.
Yeah. Sounds good to us.
What time is it now?
She said it was like 2 p.m. So
Yeah.
you got a little bit of time to kill.
Snacks.
Kill some time.
Any other information you're trying to ask for, get out of him? You guys were interested in the apartment number.
Yeah. Yeah, which one is it?
One of the you give me a perception, actually, either or nope, not you, Cromwell. You can't do this. You can't read.
If it's inset, like
no,
if it's etched
no,
in,
you like
yes.
on a screen
I got a 2.
too. You were able to like look over as he was calling, and like the number on the screen flashed up of the speaker, and it gives you apartment 442
All right.
C.
Great. All right, we're just gonna head back out to the car. Thank you for your assistance.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. We'll buzz back around 5 or 6.
Great. Thank you.
If
Goes
we
back
can
to
locate
watching
it, I
Fritz on
could
Matrix.
look inside of it.
Well, I was going to suggest I could also scout it astrally and just get a sense of what's there. And
Yeah, I can look at the physical realm. You can look at the astral realm.
I mean, the first thing, go ahead and give me your astral perception. You wants to cast. 5? Great. You probably project astrally and kind of try and scan around as much as you can. There's no physical mana barriers or anything around here. You see about 5 or so individuals who you would presume are probably security personnel, kind of wandering around. Some of them seem to be wandering like around the complex area. There's at least a couple of them in kind of that main building. You get a general layout, right? It's these 4 buildings around a plaza area. And that's probably the main pieces that you would pick up
okay.
from in terms of astral.
My knowledge of magical security,
They probably have a contract with HTR for magical response.
but they don't have anything
Nothing
on site.
immediately on site. No, someone would need to make
Right.
some sort of call in, and then HTR. I mean, it would be like spirits or astrally projecting shamans or mages that would show up.
All right. I relay my findings to the group.
All right. I'll use the location of where you found the actual room.
Yeah.
You
or
were
did I?
no,
Or-
you unless you can read apartment numbers
Well-
in the astral plane.
If we have like a map that we pull up, then
That'd probably be Matrix. Give me a quick matrix perception.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, I wondered what that was.
It was a scene.
That one. That one.
I didn't glitch. I got a hit.
You got a hit. It takes you.
Mordecai sneezed and I got very distracted.
Takes you a while. We'll assume you take the time, and you're like, what? And you're looking at like the wrong set of condos, and you reframe back.
Same.
So it takes you maybe 10 minutes or so, but you do eventually pull up like an aerial view of the building, and you're able to map on like some information that you get from their website to the aerial picture, and you can surmise which building is which. And so he has one of the apartments, because it's like a square, and there's 2 that would have water views, and then 2 that would not. And he's in we'll say it's the northwest building.
So if I don't think there's going to be astral security on site, I'll scout out his actual,
Yeah. So
like the building that I'm aware that he's in.
Cool. Anything in particular you're gonna look for?
I'm trying to get like a sense of the layout of it, and beyond that, all I can really get it is like whatever astral vibes there are from the place.
And
you know, there's
if you want to hang out simultaneously, I cast Cryptothesia, because Cromwell learned to cast spells from a child. His nose starts to bleed. But I will also, that'll give me a physical look at the room using ultrasound.
Cool. So yeah, there's nothing, unless you do anything particularly aggressive or suspicious, they're not going to call in magical related security. So you're able to get a pretty rough layout. Again, the bottom story, and it's like sort of 2 stories, and they're kind of like lofted sort of condo townhomes. And then above that, there's relatively large, like pretty nice apartments. These are definitely people who work cushy corporate jobs. So you are able to pin it down to his apartment. Seems to be a 2-bedroom. There's a kind of 2-bedroom office, sort of separate kitchen. You know, it's nice. It's fairly large and expansive. Each floor has probably only about half a dozen, about 6 different apartment floors on it. So it's not particularly dense. The bottom similarly has about 6 townhomes kind of going around the outside. There seems to be like a sort of central stairwell that leads up, as well as elevators that would get you up there. But basically, like, there's the hallway in the center, and then all of the apartments are around the outside. So it's definitely designed to maximize the glamour.
I'm mainly wanting to look to see if there's like Beanie Babies or collectibles in this apartment to see if we think we're in the right place.
Yeah, give me an extended test to roll 3 times.
Perception.
For perception. How far away can you be from your spell when you're casting it?
Right now, about 80 meters.
Okay, so you would probably need to get into the complex then to get that close of a view, because you're looking at like a 4-story building.
Right, I was hoping from outside at least 80 meters.
I mean, 4-story, yeah. Sure.
I'm envisioning flagpole shadow diagrams from my math book as a child.
Because
like
you
80
have to
yards.
measure the length of the shadow based on the height of the pole and the degree of the sun. As a teacher who teaches math, those
12.
12. Great. What's
You
your
don't know about
extended
CTAP.
astral perception? What's your extended astral perception?
he was making fun of me. Sorry.
Go ahead and also give me a stealth.
7.
7. Great. You were able to do it from the van.
That's magic.
This is stealth for my eye? Or for
No,
my
this
spell?
is stealth for you as a
just
person,
sneaking
because
up?
you're going to have to get
Okay.
relatively close to the exterior
Yeah.
of the complex in order to actually
No, I was just
utilize
making
your
sure my
stealth.
chameleon suit applied. 5.
5. Okay.
So what are we looking for?
Okay. No one disturbs you as you're looking. Yeah, in the apartment, you get sort of an image of it being fairly, not well, I wouldn't call it decorated, but liberally tchotchked.
Oh, this is
It
definitely
might
the guy.
remind
the
you
kind.
of a certain backdrop.
Just lots of really cool things.
Like, it's like well displayed, but there's a lot of stuff there. Like, you get this that you can't necessarily make out what all of the things are, but you definitely get an impression of like there is stuff and it is displayed.
There's a, it's like a hair roller and a rubber and a bunch of weird objects I can't quite feel out.
In terms of astral, there's nothing particularly off that you would notice. You don't see any, like, there's no astral personas or anything. There's nothing projecting, nothing there that would seem out of place.
I don't find
no
any
spells
secret
or
rooms or
rituals.
anything like that.
No, and you're not able to find that. Like, it looks like a fairly, I'm going to say bog standard apartment, and I'm going to realize that that is a very British expression.
What?
Bog standard.
Yep.
Flat.
Nope. So that means, it just means normal.
All right.
So
It's not a flat.
our experience
standard
with
flat, yes,
Shadowrunning
thank you.
has taught us well. We've checked. There's no magical traps or magical notes or barghasts or anything like that. It's just a normal.
No sign Venus has a squad of
God.
hitmen to...
We should not even say her name.
No. You know what I still have?
I remember that. And that sign
no.
that was floating in the air magically.
Advice, still advice we're not following.
Yeah. I was
you're
really
alive.
confused. I was like, women? Are women supposed to stop?
Look, this guy seems pretty boring. This is going to be an easy job.
Oh,
I'll
God,
just say
please don't say that.
we just.
But we want to wait until he comes back, right?
But
Yeah.
what are we even looking for? We're getting information, but like, are we looking for like a box of evidence? Are we looking for him?
Dragon!
We're
We
trying
will
to,
never stop looking for a box of evidence.
We're trying to get information on exactly his involvement with this
Okay.
camera. So, given that we're here investigating the warehouse break-in, it might give us an excuse to, I don't know.
If there's any digital trail to, because we were looking for contacts,
Yeah.
they will probably be on his comlink or any machines he has in his home. So if I can get in there, he probably hasn't secured it terribly much because he doesn't expect Deckers to walk into his front door.
Thank you.
As a backup plan, if this doesn't work out, there is a spell I can learn that it would take me a few days, but we've got some time that would let me get information directly from him. But I don't think that's that would definitely be our plan.
That's
B.
mind probe, right?
Yeah.
That's fun for the future.
Yeah, that sounds like an excellent thing to know.
No, that sounds like a terrible thing.
You should do it,
It's
but like
kind
we're
of
still
terrible,
As soon as
but
you
also kind
Sometimes
of
when
awesome.
you look into people's brains, you find out things that that people might not want to know.
sometimes we things don't need to be like
I'm just saying.
mind
As a
probe is
plan-
not a good word.
I think it's great.
Well, it's 2 words. It's not one.
So,
So
plan
time
A,
passes.
interrogate. Plan B, we put him in a bag and kidnap him. Plan C, Mordecai learns a spell.
While he's kidnapped.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
Done.
sure.
Yep.
Let's,
Well, I
I'm
was like,
not,
we don't
We're gonna
need
get
I guess it's
information
plan
from his files.
K.
Jay.
No,
Jay is jump on him in the
Plan
dark.
Plan J is
J,
done.
followed by
Kill him?
K for kidnap. Plan
Oh,
jump and
oh,
kidnap.
good. I was like, we're not killing this guy.
Yeah.
So time passes.
Yeah.
And does he pull up?
Well, what happens in this time that passes?
I get food. Oh.
oh.
You have a story.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Fucking chilling in a van on a stakeout. Fang goes out and buys some donuts covered
Yes.
in rainbow sprinkles.
I should probably
and
let you
cereal.
guys know about the job I had. I actually wound up. The Corp wouldn't want me to reveal who hired me, but they were actually concerned about the work that was being done by Mainframe 3's parents, and they wanted someone with the ability to basically investigate magical stuff, to look into a possible location that they might have been conducting some research in after they had been ousted from Ares. So in any case, I think this particular Johnson had not worked with a lot of Shadowrunners before, because he gave me a corporate card to use for expenses.
Wait, what's his name,
Like-
Mr.
Was it cred stick? Or
Yes,
was it?
Oh, no.
Mr. Johnson.
No, this was credit.
He gave you an open credit
He
account?
did. I have never had anything like that before.
Nobody has those.
I might have gone a little crazy.
What did you? Why is your clothes not better?
Who needs clothes?
I do.
We could have all gone shopping.
I'm just saying. I might have purchased a few outfits for Van Helshark, because I knew it was going to be a long trip.
Wait,
Outfits
I'm
for
very
Van
confused.
Helsing.
What's an outfit for Van?
Well,
You got decals for your van?
no, it's not cosmetic stuff. I would never waste precious, although plentiful, Duyan on something like that.
could make
Van
it
Helshark
the
looks perfect the way it is. No.
What did you do then?
Well, let's just say I went back to Michigan. I got there, and it was actually a Seder Krupp facility that they were supposedly holed up in. And I thought it was going to be pretty easy to get into this particular facility because they obviously didn't want to attract a lot of attention to it, so it wasn't too heavily guarded.
You were breaking into a facility where my parents were hiding.
Well, there was no evidence that they were there. Anyway, I definitely didn't see any sign of them, but there was evidence that they maybe, that their research was at least being conducted at that location. I know this because when I got there, I actually was trying to get by, they just had like a very standard security camera system, but I was having some difficulty in sort of ducking and dodging around it, so I just created multiple images of myself in order to just distract it. I took a page out of Fang's playbook that way. I mean, I probably could have been more subtle than driving up there, like to the front door in Van Helshark. But I was kind of in a hurry, so I wanted to get the job done. Once I was in there, I actually got questioned by some guards that were there. I will be honest, I did not do a very good job explaining why a shamanic medical practitioner was needed in there. I tried to bribe them with the card. That did not go over so well. And pretty soon, there was a swarm of guards that were all firing at me. Okay. So I ducked back into Van Helshark and activated the turbo rocket launchers that the rocket boosters. And I just plowed through all of them in Van Helshark. And I plowed through these rocket boosters are really strong. I had no idea. I plowed through half the facility. Van Helshark got pretty beat up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but I was able to find a measure of orichalcum, which is basically a pure magical ingredient, and its aura was, I don't know really the right way to describe it. It was kind of resonating in a similar way to the way Mainframe 3 does, and the way the other kids over there at the squares or squires or whatever were. So I think it may be a useful piece for that corp to be able to possibly build some kind of magical defense against whatever it is that Mainframe 3's parents were doing. Unfortunately, as I said, Van Helshark was pretty wrecked, so I had to buy a jet in order to get it back to Seattle.
Buy a gym on the card?
Oh yeah.
Oh!
Well, I mean, when I got back, I knew there was this thing with Fang. I didn't know how long it would be until they revoked access, so I bought a gym. That seemed easier than getting a gym membership.
Wait, no!
No, it's hard to get a gym membership. Trust me.
Yeah, I bought a gym. I bought the jet, but then I wasn't very good at flying it, so I kind of landed it in a river, wrecked the jet, whatever. But I was able to afford with the card to get Van Helshark fixed up pretty well, back to where it was. I don't think the rocket boosters are going to work again. The card doesn't seem to work anymore, but it was pretty successful.
So you are
overall.
a businessman because you own what is the gym called?
Technically, yes, you do own a gym.
It's called. Well, it's just called Renton Gym. I don't know. I just needed a gym, and it was the first one I could find. And I told them I was going to buy it. I don't know how much I paid for it. Whatever.
Are there employees?
I don't know.
This is gonna end great.
Wow.
So as he wraps up,
Glad you're okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, on the whole, I mean, it was a little dicey for a while when I was in there, but I got the orichalcum out of there, and I think there's a good chance that it can be useful to maybe counteract the stuff that they've been doing. I mean, that's not my expertise. They're going to have a bunch of hermetic magical scientists look at it, I think, but
That's crazy.
Oh wait, is that the guy?
So the van, or as you're waiting, you see. I mean, people come in and out, pull in their cars. There seems to be kind of parking garage or parking areas underneath the condos. You're keeping your eye out. I assume. So you have some level of way of telling that it would be him.
Well, we've seen him before, haven't we?
No, actually, I don't think you have.
We saw
is the internet
security of
pictures?
him.
You're probably able to pull a reasonable image of him from the Matrix.
I got 7 hits, so
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
super high res.
Yeah, you've got a nice solid high res image. Everything that there's no one like walks into the building. They all seem to go. No one has walked into the building, but it does roll around to 5 or 6 or so p.m. and you probably have a reasonable shot that one of the vehicles that came in was his. They all have it's hard to look into them. They're discreet, sort of corporate vehicles. You want to give another shot?
Yeah. We'll go up to the reception desk again. I think.
Do we? So we can't like ring his apartment directly? Or...
No, that you would probably have to call his comlink. Like it's one of those things here where like you go to the reception and they buzz the apartment and it actually just goes direct to the comlink. So you would need to have a way to directly contact him.
Mordecai, do you want to keep an eye on this guy in case he bolts?
I can do that.
It's just Fang alone in a van with an unconscious Mordecai.
I guess so.
Oh.
You know what to do.
No!
Mainframe's going. Are you going up with us?
Yeah, because they might escort us directly to the apartment from there.
Remind me your name, your detective name.
Joe Lord.
That's right.
Joe
Fang,
Lord, Chantal Dix,
Officer Dix.
Charlie Hammer,
Fang,
and
I
Zack
tell you
Slater.
what. I move really quickly when I'm astrally projecting. So for every 4 minutes that I'm out there, I'll come back and spend 1 minute with you. And then I'll do 4 minutes out there. I don't want you to be alone.
I'm okay being alone. I have
A van to clean.
No, it's not mine to clean. I assume there's some sort of like children's crossword puzzle book underneath. Like
You have a comlink. You have
Bizarre
mobile
assumption.
games.
I will play a mobile game. Flying. What's the word? Pigeons.
Yes.
And you
great.
just have to tap the. You blink, and every time you blink, it goes and it travels between trees.
Flappy Bird?
No, it's flying pigeon.
Flying pigeons.
Okay, I just...
Oh, side
All right.
rides. I assume you can be pretty fast.
You know what? If you're gonna blink like that, I'm just gonna stay with them, I think.
I would rather you be on the mission.
All right, Hammer, Dix, and Lord.
Officer Chantal Dix here. We're back to talk to Elijah.
You're back.
Yeah.
I think he came through. I'm not 100% sure. He probably
What?
drove in.
Can you ring him for us?
Sure.
Yeah,
So
appreciate it.
buzzes up, rings a few times. Hello?
You will get high scores.
Hey,
Big.
is this Elijah
You
Burnett?
can't get them.
This is.
Hello, this is Officer Chantal Dix with the Knight Errant Police Force. We have in
Can
our
I help
possession
you,
some.
officer?
Yeah, we seem to have some your property in our possession that we're wanting to return to you. Is now a good time to do that, sir?
Sure, I'll come down and meet you at the reception area. I assume you're there.
Yes. Listen, we'd appreciate some discretion and privacy. Is it all right if we come to your apartment, sir?
Give me a negotiation.
Oh, you're talking over the phone, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna add.
I think he would want his property back.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna add
gonna come to the apartment.
2 number dice to this.
You can just come to
So
reception.
I'm
and
not
get
rolling
stuff.
very well, am I?
Yeah.
Woohoo! Yeah. 9. That's my limit.
Yeah, that should be fine. They can let you in when you get to building C. Just go ahead and call the number in the apartment, and I can buzz you into the building.
All right. I'll have Officer Hammer and Officer Lord with me as well, sir.
Okay, there are 2 of you. Great.
Well, we have a. We need many hands to carry this stuff, sir.
Interesting. So call ends, and I'll let you out. So the receptionist will let you out, walk
Thank
you
you.
through, lead you to building C. You get buzzed in, and head up the elevators. Ding. Kind of turn around a corner. There you see like 2 apartments on either side, one on each end, and then another 2. And he's around on the west side of the building.
Yeah.
That warehouse.
In Ballard.
Yeah.
Near the docks.
Warehouse in Ballard.
All right.
He opens the door. You're greeted by a kind of middle-aged looking human. He looks fairly bland and sort of look like kind of brown toned skin, but clearly hasn't seen enough sunlight, so it's kind of like a little bit ashen quality to it. His hair is neatly combed back, dark, sort of slicked, straight hair. He has the only noticeable augment is he appears to have cyber eyes that are like pretty nice ones. They're like high quality. They're intended to not look like cyber eyes, but it's kind of that like uncanny sort of valley feeling. He's wearing, like at this point, like still wearing dress pants and like a shirt that's like undone the top button, like kind of just got home, took his tie off, and like sat down for a minute. Just sort of looks like the look of someone who's been at work all day.
Throughout their conversation, I'll be sensing his emotions if I can detect anything from him.
Great. I'll let you know if I want you to make a specific test.
Sorry if we interrupted you at dinner, sir.
I just got home from work.
I'm Officer Chantel Dix. This is
I'm Charlie Hammer.
this is Officer Lord.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
We seem to have recovered some property that we believe may or may not belong to you. So this was found down by the locks in Ballard.
I don't have any storage down in the locks at Ballard.
Is this Princess Diana beanie yours?
You get like this is sensing feeling from him. It's just like it's like Elsie. You recognize it of like that Elsie. I want to grab it. I want to grab it.
To be clear, I can detect these things, but I can't actually hear the conversation without manifesting.
Yep.
So
Yep. So you're getting this sense of like. Give me hands.
Like
no, it's not mine.
Raccoons.
Oh, that's too bad. We took it to a Beanie Baby expert down in Burien, and they told us that you were someone that was potentially the owner of this, because they don't see many of these.
It's too bad, this shiny Mewtwo Pokemon card. I thought we'd found the owner.
Yeah, I'm really very sorry. I can't help you, officers.
That's too bad. We like to return things to their rightful owner, so we don't have a lot of time to do this stuff. So I'm unfortunately, this is just gonna have to be donated.
I've got a niece who'd love this Malibu Barbie. I mean, she'll probably tear it up, but
Weirdest person I've ever. It's like I think he's the weirdest NPC I have. Give me a performance.
While they're talking about that, Mainframe walks over, finds a particularly shiny
To
thing
be
on
clear,
the
he
wall.
hasn't let you guys into the
Oh,
apartment.
no?
He's standing in
Fine.
the doorway. Yeah.
Sir. Actually, I'm gonna
Give me your.
Okay. All right.